Medico 2022. Vice presidents of various portfolios are fortunate enough as they are being assisted by very talented and able directors of respective portfolios. This year, the LGB is going to rock under the able guidance of concerned VPs and directors. Let's put your hands together and welcome the zealing directors of JCI Nagpur Medico 2022. I first call upon Director Organ Donation, JC Dr. Trishila Dhemre. Now we welcome Director Greetings, JC Dr. Divya Asudani. We welcome Director Fellowship, JC Dr. Snehal Sunarkar. We welcome Director PAP, JC Dr. Avanti Hatwar. Let us introduce you to Director International, JC Dr. Sanjana Sainani. We welcome Director PR, JC Dr. Surbhi Mitra. We recognize our Director Programs, JC Dr. Asta Jathar. We welcome Director Growth and Development, JC Dr. Shraddha Singhania. We introduce you to the Director Individual Opportunity, JC Dr. Noshin Riza. We welcome Director Community Opportunity, JC Dr. Amruta Verma. Now let's call upon Director Business Opportunity, JC Dr. Shravan Khetan. We now welcome Director Management Opportunity, JC Dr. Pragati Agrawal. We welcome the Director JC Vic, JC Dr. Sangeeta Bhalavi. Now we welcome the Joint Treasurer, JC Dr. Varsha Sada. And last but not the least, we welcome the Joint Secretary, JC Dr. Vaishali Mamed Verma. I request everyone to give a thunderous round of applause to the wonderful directors of JCI Nagpur Medico Team 2022. Thank you very much, dear directors. Now I hand over the mic to Master of Ceremony, JC Dr. Noshin Riza and JC Dr. Asta Jathar.
फूल खिलते हैं जब आप मुस्कुराते हो, फूल खिलते हैं जब आप मुस्कुराते हो, उस मंच की शोभा का क्या कहना जहां आप जैसे अतिथि आते हो। आप सभी को शुभ संध्या। जेसीआई नागपुर मेडिको के 23वें शपथ ग्रहण समारोह में आप सभी का स्वागत है। इस प्यारी सी संध्या में इस सभा कक्ष में उपस्थित समस्त अतिथि गणों का मैं जेसी डॉक्टर नौशीन रिजा
और मैं जेसी डॉक्टर आस्था जठार
हृदय की धरातल से आप सभी का स्वागत एवं अभिनंदन करते हैं।
JCI Nagpur Medico has a vast legacy and the JCI Nagpur Medico has a very vast legacy and the awards won last year at national as well as the international level speaks volume about the profound work undertaken by this very esteemed association of doctors.
This year too, we all, the members of this local organization, JCI Nagpur Medico Zone 9, hope to rekindle the fire and earn recognition at national as well as international level under the able guidance of the very experienced team of 2022.
Check one. इस अध्याय की स्वर्णिम गौरवशाली इतिहास के आज आप प्रत्यक्ष साक्षी बनने वाले हैं और अपने चक्षुओं से अपने सामने इस शपथ ग्रहण समारोह को देखकर एक अनुपम एहसास की अनुभूति करेंगे।
जेसीआई नागपुर मेडिको ने समाज के अंदर एक अमीर छाप छोड़ी है और यही कारण है कि जेसीआई नागपुर मेडिको का नाम सम्मानपूर्वक संपूर्ण विश्व में लिया जाता है। इस वर्ष 2022 की नई कार्यकारिणी भी कुछ ऐसी ही नए इतिहास को रचने के लिए एक प्रण लेकर आप सभी के समक्ष उपस्थित है।
छोटा पौधा ही बड़ा होकर पेड़ का स्वरूप लेता है। ठीक इसी तरह जूनियर सदस्य ही अध्याय में जान डालता है और गौरव बढ़ाता है। इस वर्ष एक नई गौरव गाथा को लिखने के लिए आई कॉल अपॉन द डाइस जूनियर जेसी चेयरपर्सन जेसी डॉक्टर अरहम खान पठान।
आजादी के अमृत महोत्सव के इस रथ पर इस वर्ष एक और साथी को हम सादर आमंत्रित कर रहे हैं जो इस अध्याय के लेडी जेसी कोऑर्डिनेटर इस गौरवशाली पद को सुशोभित करेंगे। प्लीज पुट योर हैंड्स टुगेदर एंड विद अ राउंड ऑफ अप्लॉज वेलकम जेसी डॉक्टर शेफाली साउजी। अच्छाई और बुराई दोनों ही हमारे अंदर है। फर्क सिर्फ इतना है कि तराशने वाले को हमारी अच्छाई नजर आती है और तलाशने वाले को बुराई। सीमा पार अच्छाइयां ढूंढने के लिए इस वर्ष इस रथ पर वाइस प्रेसिडेंट इंटरनेशनल के पद को शोभायमान करने हेतु सादर आमंत्रित करते हैं जेसी डॉक्टर अभिनव जोगानी।
पद के भार सौंपा गया। Let us all welcome with a colossal round of applause, JC Dr. Yamini Kar. इस विचारधारा को सार्थक बनाने के लिए I request everyone to please welcome on the stage Vice President Growth and Development JC Dr. Anuradha Charde. बिना जरूरत के तो हीरे भी तिजोरी में रहते हैं। इस वर्ष ऐसे ही हीरो की विशेष तलाश करने एवं उन्हें तराशने का जिम्मा निभा रहे हैं वाइस प्रेसिडेंट इंडिविजुअल अपॉर्चुनिटी जेसी डॉक्टर श्रेयस ओहाले।
हक हो ना शक हो, ना अपना हो ना पराया हो, ना दूर हो ना पास हो, ना जात हो ना जज्बात हो, सिर्फ अपनेपन का एहसास ही एहसास हो। इस वर्ष ऐसे ही अपनेपन के एहसास को जगाने के लिए मंच पर सादर आमंत्रित है वाइस प्रेसिडेंट कम्युनिटी अपॉर्चुनिटी जेसी डॉक्टर संजना अग्रवाल।
सम्मान संभालने के लिए और अध्याय को नई पहचान दिलाने के लिए वी वेलकम एंड डाइस वाइस प्रेसिडेंट बिजनेस अपॉर्चुनिटी जेसी डॉक्टर अपेक्षा ढोले। अरे आगे क्या?
अरे मैनेजमेंट तो देखो, एक भी डिब्बा गिरा क्या?
I'm pretty sure you must have guessed by now who's coming up next.
For 2022 Vice President Management Opportunity, this very important portfolio is being chaired by JC Dr. Preeti Jaiswal. Kindly welcome her with a round of applause.
कोई भी अध्याय मुद्रा लोगों के बगैर अधूरा है। अर्थात अर्थव्यवस्था यदि उचित न हो तो सब चरमरा जाता है। रथ पर सवार होने इस वर्ष के ट्रेजरर के पद को शोभित करने की जिम्मेदारी निभा रही है एक बेहद ही सक्षम व्यक्ति। I request the house to please welcome on stage Treasurer for 2022 JC Dr. कविता डांगरा।
परिंदों को मंजिल मिलेगी यकीनन, ये फैले हुए उनके पर बोलते हैं। अक्सर वो लोग खामोश रहते हैं जमाने में जिनके हुनर बोलते हैं।
For the year 2022, we have a dynamic person to hold the post of secretary. So let's call upon the stage the idea ka pitara, most creative and innovative person, JC Dr. Payal Agrawal.
सबने कहा बेहतर सोचो तो बेहतर होगा। मैंने सोचा एक व्यक्ति है जिनको सोचूं, क्योंकि इनसे बेहतर क्या होगा। Team 2022 is privileged to welcome on the dais an eminent JC member who was IPP 2021. She has also served as Zone Director Programs 2021, and for the current year she is shouldering the responsibility of Zone 9 by serving as the Zone Secretary 2022. She's the one who has lots of honor to her credit and has achieved heights in the zone till now. Let's welcome this unique personality with a huge round of applause, the immediate past president 2021, JC Dr. Swati Sarda.
blessed to have a mesmerizing personality who has sole credit of winning 2 international awards and is currently a zone vice president. She has brought laurels to this organization and she is none other than the President 2021 of JCI Nagpur Medico. I request the house to welcome with a humongous round of applause JC Dr. Deepika Chandok. किसी ने सच ही कहा है कि जीवन में एक ऐसे खिलाड़ी बनो जो गोल के लिए दौड़ता हो, परंतु रेफरी मत बनो जो गलतियां पकड़ने के लिए दौड़ता हो।
ऐसी सोच को लिए इस वर्ष एक दमदार शख्सियत इस गौरवशाली अध्याय की कमान संभालने को तत्पर है। She is the winner and the reigning queen of Mr. and Mrs. Medico 2019, a signature competition of JCI Nagpur Medico. Also, she's a gold medalist in her field of specialization. और वे अक्सर लोगों से कहते हैं, हुजूम देखकर रास्ता नहीं बदलते हम, किसी के डर से तकाजा नहीं बदलते हम, हजारों कांटों का हो रास्ता या हो पहाड़ों का, जो चल पड़े तो इरादा नहीं बदलते हम। ऐसी जबरदस्त सोच की मालिका को आप लोगों की जोरदार तालियों के बीच सादर आमंत्रित करते हैं कि प्रेसिडेंट 2022 जेसी डॉक्टर पारुल साव जी।
to kindly escort him on the stage. Welcome, sir. I request JC Dr. Pragati Agrawal to kindly introduce our installing officer for today.
Hello. Hello. Thank you, ma'am. Good evening, everyone. It's my privilege to introduce our dynamic and inspiring personality. Sir has been an indivisible part of JCI since 2014. He's the one who has been serving JCI at various post and low and zone levels, from being president, director business, director growth and development, present zone president of zone 9. Sir has attended World Congress and centenary celebrations. He has added lots of feathers to his cap, which includes Outstanding Loam of the Year, Zone Rolling Trophy under his presidentship, and also Outstanding Work in Knit Blood Call JC at Jaipur NatCon 2018. Not only this, Sir has bagged Outstanding Zone Director Award in 2019, Outstanding Zone Officer Award in 2020, and Outstanding ZVP Award for being positive in both halves in 2021. Not only in Medicos, he is leaving his footprint in industrial world also. He owns a company named MSJP Retails. There are many things in life that will catch your eye, but only a few will catch your heart. And our JC Ashish Agrawal sir is one such person who believes in catching your heart. Sir hails from lands of Temple, Orissa, and has taken out his valuable time from his busy schedule to bless this ceremony. We are very fortunate and feel blessed for your esteemed presence, sir. We, the team of JCI Nagpur Medico, wholeheartedly welcome you, sir. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, JC Dr. Pragati. We have with us today a very vibrant and congenial personality, a genius in the field of gynecology, the CMD of Omega Hospitals, the very well-known personality, our guest of honor for today, JC Dr. Chaitanya Shembekar sir. I request Dr. Viral Shah sir to kindly escort him to the stage. May I now call upon JC Dr. Kavita Dangra to introduce our esteemed guest of honor for today.
A very good evening to one and all. It's my pleasure and pride to introduce today's guest of honor, a man of perfection, dedication, a founder member of JCI Nagpur Medico, a voracious reader and an author to contribute many chapters in internationally acclaimed books on obstetrics and gynecology. Sir is also an editor to various national journals and has a keen interest to present new and challenging cases, and also been called as a faculty in various conferences. Not only for doctor, but also he writes books for a common public like Kahani Har Nari Ki, or in Marathi, Kahani Stri Janmachi, along with articles in renowned multiple newspapers like Times of India, The Hitwada, Lokmat Sakal, and many more. Being a life member for many more societies, he was also invited by Rajya Sabha Select Committee on Surrogacy Regulation Bill, which was headed by Rajya Sabha MP Honorable Shri Bhupendra Yadav sir. His research work and trials are the most prestigious internationally clinical trials. Respected sir is Managing Director, Omega Hospital, which is well-equipped hospital for women, which has state-of-art IVF, endoscopy, and high-risk pregnancy unit. His center is the first center in central India to start laser aesthetic surgery, and first centers to start PGD in IVF, and first center to get post-PG MUHF fellowship courses. Sir has given many orations and guest lectures, and also interest to train many upcoming gynecologists. He runs a charitable trust named Om Charitable Trust, and through which he carries out various social awareness programs, donation of sanitary pads, and also has a keen interest in low-cost IVF and deliveries are the special projects among the few. Friends, please welcome a renowned gynecology, a socially active member, a visionary, and a person giving smiles to many mothers and family, Dr. Chaitanya Shembekar, sir. We welcome you, sir.
Thank you, JC Dr. Kavita. We are truly honored to have with us, as a guest of honor, the very zealous DCP Crime Branch of Nagpur, Mr. Chinmay Pandit, sir. I request Dr. Abhinav Jogani to kindly escort him onto the stage. I request JC Dr. Preeti Jaiswal to kindly introduce our guest of honor for today.
Thank you, past President, JC Dr. Deepika Chando. Today, it gives me an immense pleasure to introduce a very dynamic, energetic, charismatic, and the most humble person. Hailing from a small village of Maharashtra, Bid, Sir had a dream to serve the nation. Sir did his BE and diploma in disaster management from Pune University. His commitment and consistent hard work helped him to crack the UPSC exam in the very first attempt with a very good rank. Sir is one of the most vibrant Deputy Commissioner of Nagpur City of Crime Branch, Superintendent of Maharashtra. Before joining the Indian Police Service, Sir has been an assistant manager in Mahindra & Mahindra automotive sector. Sir has been an assistant superintendent of police at Khed and Ahmednagar city. He became additional superintendent of police at Wardha. Sir then became deputy commissioner of police at Amravati city and then of Nagpur city. Then he became the superintendent of police at Dhule and finally of Nagpur city. Sir is married to Srimati Gauri Marathe and is blessed with lovely twin sons, Vallabh and Vibhas. Sir's mantras are, our objective should always be high, as without it, the person is like a ship which does not know the direction where it has to go. He also says that if a person fails to plan, he plans to fail, and there is no substitute for hard work to achieve the desired result. So, my dear friends, give a huge round of applause to this man of actions, Shri Chinmay Panditji, sir. We wholeheartedly welcome you, sir.
Thank you, JC Dr. Preeti. Next, my dear friends, what a wonderful day today to have with us the youngest past national president of JCI India, the very inspirational, articulate, and our favorite motivator, JCI Senator Dilip Kamdar, sir. I request JC Dr. Shravan Khetan to kindly escort him to the stage. I now request JC Dr. Sanjana Agrawal to kindly introduce our keynote speaker for today.
Thank you, President Ma'am. It's my proud privilege to introduce today's versatile, multi-talented keynote speaker. Sir is a mechanical engineer and has done diploma in business management. He is an accomplished public speaker and an acclaimed trainer, and also the successful entrepreneur in the hospitality and food service industry. He was the youngest national president of India JCs in 1983 at the age of 28, and also conquered as JCI senatorship. He has been certified as an international trainer and has conducted more than 1,000 training programs in India and internationally as a trainer in many social organizations. He was the founder president of the Indus Entrepreneur and was the vice president of Vidarbha Economic Development Council. He is the founder and past chairman of VNIT Alumni Association and also the president of the Nagpur District Chess Association. Great leaders don't set out to be a leader. They set out to make a difference. It's never about the role, always about the goal. So is our today's versatile speaker, none other than JC Dilip Kamdar sir. We are honored to have you between us, sir. We, the team of JCI Nagpur Medico, wholeheartedly welcome you, sir.
Thank you, JC Dr. Sanjana. Now I request our past president, JC Dr. Ashish Khandelwal sir, to kindly welcome our keynote speaker for today.
I request everyone to please rise and do not repeat after me. We believe that faith in God brings meaning and purpose to human life, that brotherhood of men transcends to sovereignty of nations, that economic justice can be best won by free men through free enterprise, that government should be of laws rather than of men, that Earth's greatest treasure lies in human personality, that service to humanity is best work of life. Thank you. Jai JCs.
Now, I would kindly request all the dignitaries to join for the lighting of the lamp. दिल को सुकून मिलता है मुस्कुराने से, महफिल में रौनक आती है आपके आने से. A very good evening to respected dignitaries on the dais, off the dais, respected past presidents, present and past, zone officers, all the JCI members, one and all. With a sense of immense joy and a heart filled with gratitude, I welcome each one of you for the 23rd installation ceremony of JCI Nagpur Medico. Our Dream Team 2021 has created unforgettable history, set new benchmarks at national and international level, and proved that in spite of our busy schedules, doctors can do it all. Our teamwork has led to the achievement of many stupendous landmarks, many of them first time in JCI India. It is a privilege to make our national organization proud, and now it is time to embark on an amazing journey to take the low to bigger heights and to impact more people through our initiatives. Here, I would like to recognize the presence of the powerhouse of our motivation, our past presidents, JC Dr. Ashish Khandelwal sir, JC Dr. Viral Shah sir, JC Dr. Richa Zararia, JC Dr. Sachin Devkar, sir. JC Dr. Smita Pakmode, ma'am. JC Dr. Swati Sarda, ma'am. I would like to recognize the presence of zone governing body, past zone governing body members, Zone Director Neelam Khandelwal, ma'am. Zone Director CSR Chandra Salodkar, sir. Zone Director Program JC Dr. Immediate past President of JCI Ajay Tiwari ji. President of JCI Nagpur Diamond, Tushar Gulane ji.
Spinning TV.
President of JCI Nagpur Royal, Ajesh Chawla ji. I would like to recognize the presence of Dharini with our mentor. I would like to recognize the presence of the in-laws of our I would like to recognize the presence of past president of NOGS, Vaidhi Marathe, ma'am. I would like to recognize the presence of my parents, Mr. Prakash Hossain, Mrs. Vicky Hossain. I recognize the presence recognize the presence of President JCI Nagpur Shikhar Vijaya ji. I recognize the presence of Manisha Shembekar ma'am.
Nagpur Medico has really, or as an organization, has grown very much in last 3 to 4 years by bagging the most highest trophy of platinum trophy in 2019. Then we were the outstanding zone, and our chapter has nominated for the aspect. And in 2021, we have again made us much better by bagging 2 international awards: Outstanding Zone of the JCI India, the 2 international awards, South Asia Pacific Conference Award, was brought to India after 10 years of work. And World Congress Award also been put, and this is the unique chapter in the history of JCI India which has received both international awards in the same year.
Chinmay Pandit ji, keynote speaker PNP Dilip Kamdar ji, President-elect Dr. Parul Sao ji, Secretary Dr. Payal Agrawal, and all the eminent leaders and members of JCI Nagpur Medicos present over here. A warm good evening to all of you. The kind of recognitions award that has been backed by the team of JCI Nagpur Medicos, well led by President 2021 Deepika Chando, wherein we saw bagging the first award under Asia Pacific Conference of JCI Global Goals, and then in World Congress of JCI Rise for the project Care for COVID Warriors, and then at National Award during NatCon for Outstanding President, Outstanding JCI Week. Oh my God, stupendous work and achievement and success of JCI Nagpur Medicos. Congratulations to all of you, the team of 2021, for bagging so many awards and bringing more than 250 projects in the year of JCI of the year 2021. I'm sure the same way it will be performed by JC Dr. Parul Saoji and her team in the year 2022. And the Nagpur Medicos will again make the team of 2022 and me as a national president of JCI India proud with and stupendous projects, and I'll be more than happy to know that you all have backed the same way, the same kind of award, and why not more awards in the year 2022. My best wishes to entire team of JCI Nagpur Medicos, and I'm always there to help you out, to support you for anything, anywhere you need. Looking forward to meet you all during my official visit. Till then, take care, bye-bye, and enjoy this wonderful installation ceremony. Thank you.
Greetings from National President 2021, Rakhi Jain. We all know why we gathered today here. We gather here today to listen the presidential report of our own Loan President GC Deepika. I know a lot of achievements in her year, and why not? Because she is a really very hardworking person and dedicated GCI. She not won the Zone Award and National Award. She also won the International Award, I can say JCI Award. एस्पेक हो चाहे वर्ल्ड कांग्रेस हो, हर जगह JCI नागपुर मेडिको और द प्रेसिडेंट दीपिका को अवार्ड्स मिले, जो कि बहुत बड़ा अचीवमेंट सिर्फ नागपुर मेडिको के लिए नहीं, जोन 9 के लिए नहीं, पूरे JCI इंडिया के लिए था. और इसी के साथ साथ हमारी ओन प्रेसिडेंट दीपिका को नेशनल अवार्ड भी मिला, द आउटस्टैंडिंग लोन प्रेसिडेंट एंड आउटस्टैंडिंग JCI लीग. Really it's a marvelous achievement. Not this only, more than 250 projects with 10 countries. Really hats off the dedication of Deepika and her team, because without team we are not able to do anything. So by the support of this wonderful team of JCI Nagpur Medico, Deepika got all these awards. So once again congratulations and wishing you all the very best, Deepika, for today your program, for tomorrow and for your better future. So celebrate this day as much as possible, because this is a history creating day. You are the history creating loan president and the history creating leader. Thank you.
Dear friends, now I invite President 2021 JC Deepika to present her report.
Wow. Good evening to the dignitaries on the dais, off the dais, ladies and gentlemen. I, JFM Dr. Deepika Chandok, standing before you to present the presidential report of the year 2021. Dear friends, we have done more than 250 projects, but I promise you the report is going to be concise, so you can be rest assured. Starting with my report, first comes the management area. After the installation ceremony of 2021, I got an opportunity as a president to attend the Presidential Academy, where by God's grace, I was the most outstanding participant of the Presidential Academy. Due to the hard work and zeal of our team, we were the first new Centurion loan of Zone 9. Coming to some other programs like LDMT, we had regular LGB meeting, then we had the annual general body meeting. Well, one of the first programs as a LGB officer, people attend is LOTS, and this time we had more than 25 participants from our LOM who attended LOTS, that is Loan Officers Training Workshop in Raipur, where we bagged more than 15 awards. Coming to the mid-con, ये ऐसी conference होती है जो साल के mid में होती है, and whatever achievements you have for the half year, you get accolades for that. And JCI Nagpur Medico bagged more than 40 awards in MidCon. And we also extended a new loan, JCI Health Achievers. After I, as a president, got an opportunity to attend Mr. Chairman and review to react here. We also won the World Congress for the first time alone, which has won both the awards. And this was for the other project, Care for COVID Warriors. World by the JCI plan of action, impact, motivate, invest, collaborate and connect. इसमें सिर्फ हमने tree plantations नहीं किए, but there were a lot of awareness programs for air, water, land pollution, so on and so forth. No water pollution competitions, no noise pollution, upcycling plastic initiatives. One future was always kept in mind. Distribution of saplings at temples and at various places, tree plantation, lot of street plays, rallies, awareness talks. Best out of green competition, this was a very unique competition where the children had to pick up the leaves and the flowers which had fallen on the ground, and they made lot of a variety of pictures out of it. No air pollution face painting competition, Save Tree placard making competition, international panel discussion on World Forestry Day, where our national president was the chief guest, bird feeder making competition on World Sparrow Day, eco-friendly programs like Holi. These are some other programs like self-defense for girls, oxygen concentrator donation. Lot of JCI officials, we were fortunate that they could attend our programs, like the national president, the present JCI vice president, the EVP of the area, as well as 2 past world presidents attended, along with lot of national officers attended our programs. We had, for the Women's Week, chief guest Hema Malini ji and Mrs. Vandana Chauhan ji, who is the member of parliament, many other member of parliaments and ministers and people from the government were present in our programs, which boosted our morale. Huge PR, yes, more than 72 newspaper articles in the year 2021. As well as PR in the electronic media. Friends, best JCI week of JCI India, JCI Nagpur ko kaha jata hai. So I have just put some pictures over here, and it just reminds us that how effectively our team carried out the JCI week. So here are some pictures of the JCI week celebration, which is the last program of which happens in September. Then we had the national president's official visit, which we hosted. We carried out a lot of multi-law events, especially with chapters JCI Nagpur Platinum, JCI Orange City, JCI Nagpur Central, and JCI Nagpur Pharma. And here I would like to mention my colleague presidents who are sitting here, who have been a big support to me all throughout the year. JC Dr. Shabina, JC Abhishek, JC Hemchandra, JC Neelamji, and JC Manojji. These are some multi-law events. Coming to the training area, we had post-induction orientation program followed by EPS for members, if EPS is effective public speaking for members and junior JCs, couple training programs, and many more programs like empowering youth modules, future programs, so on and so forth. A zone trainer workshop and speechcraft was attended by JC Dr. Swati Sarda, myself, and the JC Dr. Sangeeta Bhallavi. Lot of programs in business area, lot of B2B meets where people can grow their business, which were multi-loan. We also had a B2B only for presidents and vice presidents. Coming to the last international area, in the year 2021, we conducted 32 international programs with 10 different countries of the world. And I'm proud to say that this is only because of a super vibrant team. एक program खत्म नहीं होता तो कहते थे कि मैम कल क्या program रखना है. So can we have a huge round of applause for the amazing team of JCI Nagpur Medico. The most hit program was COVID Tales, where we got the COVID warriors from different countries and we had a panel discussion. Different international collaborations, symposium on tiger conservation, Global Wellness Day, and JCI Twinning, which we did with JCI Latvia from Switzerland, where we exchanged ideas with them. Thank you. That is the end of my PPT. Friends, my presidential report will not be complete if I do not recognize some people who were right there standing with me. First of all, my children who are sitting here, my students who work with me in the college, please jaldi se khade ho jao. JC, Dr. Sanjana, Dr. Ayush, Dr. Pragati, Dr. Shreyas, Dr. Amruta, Anusha, Dr. Nausheen, Sagarika, Saurabh, Rajni. Can we have a huge round of applause for the powerhouse of JCI? Parul, you're a true symbol of vibrance, positivity, and hard work. It's an absolute pleasure to always have you by my side, come what may. I'm so sure that under your leadership, our chapter is going to reach new horizons. अभी तो नापी है नागपुर मेडिको में मुट्ठी भर जमीन, अभी आसमान का। My dear IPP 2021, my very good friend, the all-rounder inspirational lady, JC Dr. Swati Saga. Heartfelt love and gratitude to you for always guiding me so patiently and for paving the right path for me. Your determination always helps me to अब बारी उनकी आती है जिनकी वजह से हम यहाँ खड़े हैं. My dear multi-talented, super enthusiastic Smita Vakharia. It is you who has given the highest margin, the inspiration, and you've always guided. Ma'am, whenever I have called you, you've always picked up the call and given the right motivation and the right guidance. Thank you so much. My dear encyclopedia of JCI, Sachin Yadav. Dear sir, you have taught me the meaning of racism. और मुझे अभी भी याद है जब हमने ACPAC अवार्ड जीता था, सबसे पहले मैंने आपको कॉल किया था and you got very emotional and you said, dear president, we have made history. So thank you so much. Thank you. Our own beauty queen, dear Disha Zarari. Ma'am, you're a beauty inside out and always encouraging and being there whenever we needed you. Thank you so much for all your support. My dear, all problem, one solution. Sir, your wisdom and your undying support have helped us reach where we are today. And sir, I can never forget your support, especially during the June election. Sir. You were like a dam holding the pressure, and you never let the pressure come. Thank you so much. Our dear one-man army, Dr. Ashish Khandelwal. Dear sir, you're always there to help us even before we could ask for it. आपको पता होता है ये क्या पूछूंगा. Thank you for your motivation and your encouragement always. Thank you. Last but never ever the least, my family. First of all, my in-laws who are not staying Delhi. और जब भी मैं उनसे फ़ोन पे बात करती हूँ, सबसे पहले वो मुझे ये पूछते कि बेटा आपके नागपुर मेडिकल में अब कितने नए अवार्ड जीते. So thank you, Papa and Mummy, for always letting me follow my dreams. Thank you. My mom. Dear माँ, माँ के लिए कुछ भी कहो तो कम ही पड़ जाता है. But I would just like to say that thank you for keeping me grounded always. And whenever I go wrong, आई नेहमी म्हणते की आता पुरे झाले बरं. Thank you. My two pillars of strength, my dad and my husband Vishnu. और Baba, thank you for being actively involved in the conceptualization through the execution of so many projects of JCI. Baba, I am your child, but your brainchild was the ASPAC winning project. So thank you so much for always telling me that कौन कहता है आकाश में सुराख नहीं होता, एक पत्थर को तबीयत से उठा लो। My dear Jasmeet, my husband. Jasmeet, every single day, every single program, you have been right there with a smile on your face. And thank you for telling me that thinking small is a crime. And thank you for taking care of the children that I was talking about. It's a great one. Thank you. Finally, my dear children, Sahana and Kabir. Dear Sahana and Kabir, whenever I come home from any JCI program, you guys always hug me and said, Mama, we recognize your presence. Mama loves you the most. Thank you. Finally, I would like to thank the Almighty for bringing such wonderful people in my life. जाते जाते इतना ही कहूँगी कि मुसाफिर हो तुम भी, मुसाफिर है हम भी, फिर ज़रूर किसी न किसी मोड़ पर मुलाकात होगी। गुजरता हुआ वक्त गुजर जाएगा, अगर कुछ पास रह जाएगा तो बरसों बाद भी याद रह जाएगा, और वो होगा हमारे इस हसीन सफ़र का कोई रोशन सा लम्हा। With these thoughts and a heart filled with gratitude, I devote my presidential report of 2021 to this August gathering. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Jai Hind, Jai JC. Thank you. Thank you. Now I invite IPP 2021 JC Dr. Swati Sarda ma'am for the privilege.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Madam Chair. So we just saw the report of the President 2021, JC Dr. Deepika Chandok, and it was an amazing presidential report with more than 250 projects, 2 international awards, and many national and zone awards. So here we saw the full dedication of the team 2021, the creativity, the impactful programs what they did during the tenure of 21 under the guidance of and leadership of President JC Dr. Deepika Chandok. And now is the time for the recognitions for the same. I would request the first family of JCI Nagpur Medico, President JC Dr. Deepika Chandok, JC Lord Dr. Jasmeet Chandok, JC Letts, Sahana and Kabir to kindly come forward to present the LGB awards. And the first award goes to the Secretary of JCI Nagpur Medico, the super active and dynamic JC Dr. Farul Sauji. The next award goes to the Treasurer, the Kuber of JCI Nagpur Medico 21, Dr. Pradnya Ladda. next awardee is the VPMO, Dr. Payal Agrawal. And only three words we generally say for her, that is the ideas Kapitara. She's been instrumental in getting the award, the ASPEC award, the Resolution program, the project director for the same. The next project director of the ASPEC winning project, Resolution, VP International, JC Dr. Preeti Jaiswal. The next award goes to Vice President Program, JC Dr. Apeksha Dole. The next award goes to the Project Director of the World Congress Award winner, Project JCI Rise, JC Dr. Sanjana Agrawal, Director MO. Vice President Community Opportunity, JC Dr. Kavita Dangra. Vice President R&R, JC Dr. Sangeeta Bhalavi. Director CEO, JC Dr. Ayush Bangadia.
Spinning TV.
The very active JC Dr. Nausheen Riza. The next award goes to JC Dr. Abhinav Zogani. May I call upon JC Dr. Shravan Khetan, the next awardee. And now it's the turn of all our galaxy of past presidents to begin with. JC Dr. Smita Pakmaude. Team JCI Nagpur Medico is truly blessed with the past presidents and their support. Whatever and whichever programs the team decides, they are always there to guide us and support us. Our next past president, JC Dr. Ashish Khandelwal sir. The mentor of JCI Nagpur Medico, JC Dr. Viral Shah sir. The very supportive JC Dr. Sachin Devkar sir. Past President JC Dr. Richa Zararia ma'am. JC Dr. Shreyas Ohale, Director PR.
Ladies and gentlemen, and now it is time to recognize one of the most dynamic president this chapter has ever seen. Now currently our zone secretary of zone 9, JCI Dr. Swati Sarda. Dr. Deepika will like to recognize her also. I would request all the past presidents to join us for a group photograph along with Dr. Parul.
Now I invite past President JC Dr. Smita Pakmode ma'am for the pledge.
Good evening, everyone. Esteemed guests of the present on the dais and off the dais. आपका प्रेसिडेंट रिपोर्ट में सुना ही होगा कि हम JCI नागपुर मेडिको ने क्या क्या किया है, कितने अवार्ड्स मिले हैं. So it's our honor to get this award, and we are very proud for Dr. Deepika Chandok for getting this all privilege to JCI नागपुर मेडिको. और आज मैं एक चीज़ कहना चाहती हूँ कि कोई भी गिफ्ट छोटा या बड़ा नहीं होता, कोई भी गिफ्ट छोटा या बड़ा नहीं होता, यह तो बस देने वाले के दिल से जुड़ा होता है, या फिर यूँ कह दो कि वो दिल का एक टुकड़ा ही होता है. सो आई वुड लाइक टू इनवाइट वंस अगेन JC Deepika Chandok come forward, and I'll invite whole LGB member 2021, and it's our proud moment that we are presenting token of love from JCI Nagpur Medico team to our beloved president, and for this I'll invite all LGB to come forward. I'll invite the whole family, first family of JCI Nagpur Medico 2021 to come forward to receive this award.
which we all have gathered here today. प्रेसिडेंट-इलेक्ट मैम को इंस्टॉल करने से पहले उनके हस्बैंड जेसी डॉक्टर साहूजी सर, सिद्धार्थ साहूजी सर, आपकी अनुमति है मैम को इंस्टॉल करें? आई रिक्वेस्ट प्रेसिडेंट-इलेक्ट मैम टू काइंडली स्टैंड. JC Dr. Parul to kindly raise her right hand in oath position and repeat after me. I, JC, your name,
Dr. Parul Sauji,
do solemnly swear
that
I shall faithfully execute the post of the Law President
of the Loan President
of JCI Nagpur Medico
of JCI Nagpur Medico
and will, to the best of my ability, serve as a living example of the organization's philosophy and belief,
and
will uphold
and
enforce the constitution and policy of the organization at all times. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Very good evening to one and all. I'm so thankful to each one of you for being here. I would want the guest of honor, the Deputy Commissioner of Police, Crime Branch, Nagpur, the very dynamic, the very zealous, Mr. Chinmay Pandit sir, for his welcome. Sir, please.
President for 2022, Dr. to speak a little later, लेकिन पुलिस होने का मैं थोड़ा सा फ़ायदा लूँगा और ग्रुप वाले हम ब्रेक करके अभी थोड़ी सी कमिटमेंट्स हैं आगे की, इसलिए मैं जल्दी इतना बढ़िया प्रोग्राम जब चल रहा है, जो काम लास्ट ईयर प्रेसिडेंट है जब मैं रिपोर्ट देख रहा था तो सच में everyone should be very very proud of the outgoing team. Please, can we have a round of applause for the outgoing team? मुझे पता है दिस चैप्टर बिलोंग्स टू मेडिको. अभी हमारी बैठे बैठे चर्चा हो रही थी कि पुलिस और डॉक्टर्स इनका जो जॉब है बहुत सिमिलर है. इस बात को कभी भी 2-3 लोगों को नहीं हो सकता है, डॉक्टर को दौड़ दौड़ के जाना ही पड़ेगा. इसी तरह हमारा भी एक रात को बिजी हो गया जाना पड़ेगा. इमरजेंसी सर्विस है, 24/7 कमिटमेंट है. ऐसे जॉब प्रोफाइल में भी टाइम निकालकर ये जो सारी टीम है, इन्होंने जो JCI के थ्रू जो भी सोशल सर्विस जो भी काम किया है, प्रोग्राम्स अरेंज किया है, और नॉट ओनली जस्ट अरेंज द प्रोग्राम्स, दे डिड नॉट स्टॉप देयर, बट दे हैव अर्नड एक्कोलेड्स नॉट ओनली ऑन द नेशनल लेवल बट एट द इंटरनेशनल लेवल एज वेल. तो ये इट्स रियली अ वेरी कमेंडेबल जॉब दैट द आउटगोइंग टीम हैज़ डन, एंड आई एम श्योर that the new president will continue the legacy. कोविड में मुझे बताया गया कि कोविड आर्मी फॉर्म की गई थी और उन्होंने बहुत काम किया है. वैसे भी डॉक्टर्स, पुलिस, प्रेस सब ने बहुत कोविड के टाइम पे बहुत काम किया, लेकिन आगे भी अभी हमें पोस्ट कोविड आर्मी तैयार करने की ज़रूरत है, बिकॉज डे इन एंड डे आउट हम लोग देख रहे हैं कि एक बहुत चैलेंजिंग एनवायरनमेंट हमारे सामने आ रहा है बिकॉज ऑफ द लॉकडाउन एंड ऑल. एक लोगों में बहुत एक डिस्ट्रेस है, साइकोलॉजिकल प्रॉब्लम्स बहुत है, और इन साइकोलॉजिकल प्रॉब्लम्स की वजह से ड्रग अब्यूज़ का भी जो रेट है वो भी बहुत बढ़ गया है. तो अगर JCI के थ्रू अगर उस एरिया में कुछ काम किया जा सके तो दैट विल बी अ वेलकम थिंग. और हम लोग पुलिस डिपार्टमेंट की तरफ से आपको जो भी सपोर्ट लगेगा, तो we can have a collaboration and work this, and we can have a drug-free Nagpur. That is our dream to achieve. So next president के लिए ये भी एक गोल हो सकता है. तो I'll not take much of the time because I know आगे काफ़ी लोग बोलने वाले हैं, keynote speaker है, उनका भी भाषण है. तो once again मैं आप सबको बहुत बहुत एक तो सबसे पहले थैंक यू बोलना चाहूँगा कि मुझे आपने इस इंस्टॉलेशन सेरेमनी का एक विटनेस करके मुझे बुला लिया. अब पुलिस को ही विटनेस बना लिया तो अभी तो इसलिए सबसे पहले मैं आपका आभार व्यक्त करता हूं, और आउटगोइंग प्रेसिडेंट को मैं अपनी तरफ से बहुत शुभेच्छा देता हूं. नए आने वाली जो प्रेसिडेंट है उनकी सारी टीम होगी, उनको भी मैं बहुत बहुत शुभेच्छा देता हूं. धन्यवाद. थैंक यू. जय हिंद.
थैंक यू सर. Thank you, sir. That was really motivating, and we definitely would be taking care of a lot of points which you have mentioned, and we'll do our bit for the society. Okay. In spite of his busy schedule, our honorable chief guest, Union Minister of Road Transport and Highways, Government of India, Nitinji Gadkari ji, has accepted our invitation and graced this occasion. Our entire team of doctors is extremely thankful to you, sir. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's now time to listen to our own, the exemplary, the visionary, my inspiration, the Nitinji Gadkari ji. And for his introduction, I would like to invite our Secretary 2022, JC Dr. Payal Agarwal.
It's a proud privilege to have with us today the autocratic, super dynamic personality and visionary leader, Union Minister of Road Transport and Highways, Honorable Shri Nitinji Gadkari sir, as our chief guest today. So ladies and gentlemen, let's have a look at his video.
followers, there are leaders, and then there are visionary. Taking people and society to where they ought to be rather than where they want to be is what separates a visionary from a mere leader. This rare quality is what sets apart Nitin Gadkari, Minister of Road Transport and Highways, from many of his ilk. Born in 1957 into a free-thinking agricultural family, Nitin Gadkari at heart has always been a social worker inspired by the RSS founder KB Hedgewar's ideals of humanity and nation building. Taking off as a Minister of the Public Works Department in 1995, Nitin Gadkari made groundbreaking changes in the speed the city of Mumbai traveled. So impressed was the then PM Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji with Gadkari ji's performance as PWD Minister that he offered him a responsibility of weaving road nets in the whole of rural India. The outstanding Swarnim Chaturbhuj Yojana, of which Shri Gadkari ji was the chairman, is the culmination of these efforts. 55 flyovers dotting the city have made commuting in Mumbai much easier than ever before. The foundation for the magnificent Bandra-Worli Sea Link was also readied during this time. The jewel in the crown of Maharashtra, India's first expressway, the world-class Pune-Mumbai Expressway, is also a futuristic project imagined and brought to fruition by Nitin Gadkari. Connecting over 13,000 unconnected villages with an all-weather $100 million USD project is another feat accomplished by this far-sighted visionary. Nagpur, his hometown, has seen first of its kind double-decker bridge. An innovative beautification of flyover using local artists and painting of great political and social leaders was added attraction. Ajni Intermodal Station will have connectivity between long-distance buses, city buses, railways, metro and indirect link with city airport. Nagpur Broad Gauge Metro, which is a commuter rail project planned for Nagpur city and extending up to adjacent areas of Wardha, Narkhed, Ramtek, Bhandara and Chhindwara. World-class institutions like IIT, IIM and AIIMS emerge and thrive under his watchful gaze. This is in addition to the over 1,000 Ekal Vidyalayas that go a long way into molding the future tribal generations. Performing over 10,000 successful heart surgeries is another stupendous achievement in his illustrious career as a warm-hearted do-gooder. The city of Nagpur is the first city to explore alternative biofuels for transport. These include bio-CNG buses. His innovative idea of India's first of its kind CNG-run tractor has proved to be farmer-friendly, cost-effective and helping in reducing air pollution. In a historic push for biofuels, Gadkari ji is introducing flex engines which will run on 100% ethanol, directly providing additional income to farmers and the agricultural sector. Sanskritik Mahotsav, motivating local artists to go nationally. Krida Mahotsav, supporting local sportsmen to showcase their abilities and motivate them to go nationally and on Olympic level. Projects like AgroVision are helping farmers with latest technologies and practices. His idea of using sewage water for power generation, use of ethanol as fuel, have added a whole new dimension to the city's development program. As India's current Minister of Road Transport Highways, he has re-energized the whole sector with his clear vision. With more than 40,000 kilometers of national highways constructed in the last 7 years, 60,000 kilometers of new roads under his supervision are being constructed. The speed of road construction from a mere 3 kilometers in 2014 has grown to 40 kilometers in 2021. The dazzling Delhi-Mumbai Expressway has set 4 new world records with 12,500 cubic meters of concrete being laid down on the 4-lane stretch of 25.4 kilometers. These world records are as follows: highway construction rate at 37 kilometers per hour, construction of 2.5 kilometer long 4-lane concrete road near Vadodara at Delhi-Mumbai Expressway in 24 hours, laying down of 26 kilometer long bitumen road at Solapur-Bijapur section of NH52 in 21 hours. A 50% growth in the length of the national highways in the last 7 years of the NDA government is a monumental achievement. the figures went up from 91,287 kilometers to 1,37,625 kilometers. Going further, INR 3.32 lakh crore is allotted for 22 Greenfield Expressway, initiated by the bridge building messiah, as he is fondly referred to. Bharatmala and Sagarmala, two world-class access-controlled expressway projects led by Nitin Gadkari, are presently in various stages of construction. The Bharatmala project seeks to eliminate the perennial road traffic movement imbroglio across the country. With Nitin Gadkari taking charge, India's much maligned logistics sector has also metamorphosed from a point-to-point model to a hub-and-spoke model. This multimodal transport system integrates railways, highways, inland waterways, and airports, conjuring a highly effective transportation grid, substantially reducing logistic costs and pollution. 35 multimodal logistic parks, 50 economic corridors, 10 intermodal stations are being readied for the monumental effort. Logistics summits with the international participants, including government organizations and the World Bank, leading to MOUs worth 2 lakh crore, have been held to add muscle to the initiative. Among his other endeavors, unprecedented progress is evident in port industrialization, national water highway traffic, jetties for coastal tourism, Ganga Yamuna cleaning, fundraising, asset monetization project, toll operate transfer. As MSME Minister, he has gone all the way to promote entrepreneurship, helping rural youth to adopt Khadi as a means of self-employment. The MSME Ministry has also found wings under Mr. Gadkari. He changed the definition for classification of MSME. Now, a company investing 1 crore and earning a turnover of 5 crore will be classified as micro company. The portal Udyam Registration UR offers faceless, fully online, paperless and transparent MSME registration process, fully integrated with income tax and GSTN systems. His brainchild, Jal Kranti, Buldhana pattern of water conservation which changed economy of villages by rejuvenating water bodies, has won a global award. Mr. Gadkari introduced the first ever vehicle scrapping policy, which proved to be the fight against pollution and in the interest of road and vehicle safety. New FASTag policy is helping commuters to save their fuel and time on toll plazas. Some of his major work, like unprecedented push for research and development in electric vehicles, leading research and development for usage of waste materials in highway construction to cut down highway construction costs and generate wealth out of waste materials, developing ropeways and funicular railways in the remotest parts of the country, thus boosting tourism. Panchgaon project for women of making carpets from scrap cloth is a classic example of women empowerment. Khadi Prakritik paint, which is made from cow dung, is aiding in employment in rural areas and have exponentially improved rural economy. When all industries were shut in the pandemic, Mr. Gadkari empathized with people by conducting webinars and 800 plus video conferences. His quick decision making in procuring oxygen PPE kits helped those affected by the deadly virus. He generously donated ambulances to NGOs, helped to set up oxygen plants, factory to make remdesivir injections and injections for mucormycosis. Thus, by showcasing strong leadership and taking quick decisions, he handled the COVID situation effectively. His affable nature goes beyond everyday personal equations as he continues to transmit his radiance and ideas to every individual or organization with his unmatched zeal. Gifted with an ability to dream the seemingly impossible dreams and getting them to fruition also defines this clairvoyant visionary. Nitin Gadkari shines on as one of modern India's pioneering leaders and his work a template for the coming generations. If there ever was the infrastructure man of India, he would answer to the name Nitin Jairam Gadkari.
Thank you so much, sir, for sparing time and accepting our invitation. I, JC Dr. Payal Agrawal, along with my whole team of JCI Nagpur Medico 2022, wholeheartedly welcome you, sir. Welcome, sir.
नमस्कार। क्राइम ब्रांच के डीसीपी श्री चिन्मय पंडित जी, गेस्ट ऑफ ऑनर डॉक्टर चैतन्य शंबेकर जी, जेसीज दिलीप कामदार, श्री आशीष अग्रवाल, डॉक्टर दीपिका चंडोक, उपस्थित सभी जेसीज के सम्माननीय मेंबर, सदस्य, भाई और बहनों, सबसे पहले मैं विशेष रूप से आज के इस कार्यक्रम में डॉक्टर पारुल साहू जी एज ए प्रेसिडेंट करके अपने काम की शुरुआत कर रही है, उनको हृदय से बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं और शुभेच्छाएं देता हूँ। उनके परिवार से भी मेरे संबंध हैं और मैं जहाँ रहता हूँ वहीं वो रहती है, और इसलिए स्वाभाविक रूप से आज उनको ये कार्य करने की अपॉर्चुनिटी मिली है। इसके लिए मैं उनको बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं और शुभेच्छाएं देता हूँ। मुझे पता है कि जेसीज ने विशेष रूप से सामाजिक संकट के समय में बहुत अच्छा काम किया है, और हम लोग अभी कोविड-19 के कारण काफ़ी समस्याओं का सामना कर रहे हैं, और उसमें डॉक्टर लोगों का योगदान बहुत बड़ा है। कोई डिसीज़ होने के बाद तो उपचार करना ये तो होता ही है, पर डिसीज ही न हो इसके लिए भी आज कोशिश करने की आवश्यकता है। हमारी हेल्थ सर्विसेज में हमें काफ़ी लोगों को जगाने की आवश्यकता है, और विशेष रूप से आज जिस प्रकार की दवाइयाँ हम ले रहे हैं उसमें प्रीलिमिनरी लेवल पर पहले ही अगर हम उसको प्रोटेक्ट करने के लिए दवाई लेते हैं तो जान भी बच सकती है। जैसे इसका हर समय ये प्रयास रहा कि समाज में ऐसे शोषित है, पीड़ित है, दलित है, जो सोशली, इकोनॉमिकली, एजुकेशनली बैकवर्ड है, उनको मदद करने के लिए हर समय जेसीज ने अनेक कार्यक्रमों का आयोजन किया। विशेष रूप से डॉक्टर पारुल साहू जी, इनके नेतृत्व में महिलाओं के बारे में हेल्थ अवेयरनेस के साथ साथ उनको एजुकेट करना और उनको स्वाभाविक रूप से अपने जीवन में कम से कम हम स्वावलंबी बनाएं, तो ये दोनों बातों के लिए महिला जो यशस्वी है, जिन्होंने अपने जीवन में, व्यवसाय में हो, सेवा के क्षेत्र में अच्छा काम किया है, उनका मॉडल एक इंस्पिरेशन और मोटिवेशन का मॉडल महिलाओं के सामने जा सकता है। और हर में कुछ ना कुछ हुनर होता है। मैंने यहाँ नागपुर उमरिया रोड पर एक पांचगांव करके गांव दत्तक लिया, और वहाँ कॉटन वेस्ट से, रेडीमेड गारमेंट के वेस्ट से महिलाएं गालीचे बनाती है। वो इतने सुंदर बनाती है अभी कि हमारे एग्रोविजन में एक ही दिन में 450 गालीचे लोगों ने खरीद लिए, वो अवेलेबल नहीं हो पाए। जब लोगों को मैं पूछता हूँ तो कोई बोलता है 2000 का है, 5000 का है, जब उसकी कीमत 400 रुपये की है और 500 रुपये में बेचते हैं। तो उससे महिलाओं को 7 से 8 हज़ार रुपये महीना मिलने लगा, और करीब 1000 महिलाओं को हमने ट्रेन किया। अब ऐसे 2 प्रोजेक्ट मैं एक धापेवाड़ा में और एक हमारे बेला करके गांव है वहाँ कर रहा हूँ। तो कहीं ना कहीं आर्थिक दृष्टि से महिलाओं का सशक्तिकरण हो, हेल्थ सर्विसेज के द्वारा सर्विसेज के दृष्टि से उनको पूरी तरह से जागरूकता मिले, ताकि उसके साथ वो अपने जीवन में ज़्यादा सजग बनकर काम करें। और तीसरी बात, जो महिलाओं के अधिकार हैं उनके बारे में भी उनको एजुकेट करना, ये बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट काम है। शहरी महिलाओं की समस्या अलग है, ग्रामीण क्षेत्र में महिलाओं की समस्या अलग है, और जो विशेष रूप से हम वनवासी क्षेत्र में काम करते हैं वहाँ की समस्या और अलग है। हम हमारे एक ट्रस्ट में, जिसका मैं अध्यक्ष हूँ, हम 1400 एकल विद्यालय चलाते हैं। हमारे 1600 टीचर हैं, और ये स्कूल जो है ये गढ़चिरौली डिस्ट्रिक्ट में सिरोंचा, एटापल्ली, अहेरी और अपने विशेष रूप से मेड़घाट, अमरावती ज़िले में है। और वहाँ काफ़ी प्रॉब्लम है। आपको पता होगा कि अभी जिनको पद्मश्री मिली है, डॉक्टर जो मेड़घाट में काम करते हैं, डॉक्टर का नाम मैं भूल रहा हूँ, क्योंकि मुझे हर बार SMS आते रहते हैं। तो उन्होंने इतना अच्छा काम किया, इतने लोगों की जान बचाई कि मैंने उनको एक एम्बुलेंस दी, वेंटिलेटर्स भेजे, अब उन्होंने एम्बुलेंस में ऑपरेशन किए लोगों के। तो मुझे लगता है कि अब काफ़ी बड़े प्रमाण पर रूरल और विशेष रूप से सोशली, इकोनॉमिकली, एजुकेशन जो बैकवर्ड एरिया है वहाँ भी काम करने की आवश्यकता है। और ये बात ज़रूर है कि नागपुर के बहुत से प्रसिद्ध डॉक्टर ऐसे हैं कि वहाँ जाके ऑपरेशंस करते हैं, कि महीने में 2 दिन 3 दिन वहाँ जाकर वो ऑपरेशंस करके वहाँ गरीबों को राहत देते हैं। उनके लिए उन्होंने 2 दिन 3 दिन महीने के देने का तय किया है। तो जैसे ऐसे बहुत से कार्यक्रमों का आयोजन भी करती है। तो मेरा विशेष रूप से डॉक्टर पारुल साहू जी को विशेष रूप से अनुरोध है कि ऐसे जगह पर जाकर उन लोगों की सेवा करने में आपके नेतृत्व में जेसीज की तरफ से अगर इनिशिएटिव लिया गया तो ये बहुत अच्छा काम होगा। वैसे ऑलरेडी आप ये काम कर ही रही होंगी और करती है, इसका भी मुझे पता है कि काफ़ी काम जेसीज वाले हर समय करते रहते हैं। तो निश्चित रूप से आगे भी ये काम उनके नेतृत्व में होगा। महिलाओं का आर्थिक विकास हो, महिलाओं को सशक्तिकरण हो और उसके साथ साथ महिलाओं के अधिकारों के बारे में उनको जगाना हो। तो जैसे इस प्रकार के अनेक कार्यक्रमों का आयोजन करके हेल्थ सर्विसेज में भी मदद कर सकती है। अभी हम लोग एक भारत सरकार की योजना के तरफ से 22 चीज़ें जो कान में सुनने में नहीं आता वो इक्विपमेंट है, काठी है, अलग अलग व्हील चेयर है, ऐसे करीब 25,000 लोगों को देने का कार्यक्रम करने वाले हैं। अभी आज ही मैंने वो हमारा हेल्थ कार्ड जो सांसद हेल्थ कार्ड है वो सीनियर सिटीजन 9,000 लोगों को हमने बांटा है, जहाँ काफ़ी डॉक्टरों ने उसमें काफ़ी सहयोग किया है। तो आने वाले समय में हेल्थ ये बहुत बड़ा कंसर्न है और आज गरीब लोग अफोर्ड नहीं कर सकते। आज उनकी हालत बहुत ख़राब है। जो दे सकता है उससे ज़रूर फीस लेनी चाहिए, पर जो दवाई के कारण या ट्रीटमेंट करने के लिए इसके पास पैसा नहीं है, ऐसे लोगों के लिए सामाजिक दायित्व के भाव से हम उनकी मदद करने की कोशिश करें तो बहुत बड़ी बात हो सकती है। और इसलिए डॉक्टर पारुल साहू जी के नेतृत्व में जेसीज का आने वाले समय में निश्चित रूप से महिलाओं के सशक्तिकरण के साथ उनको आर्थिक रूप से रोजगार देने के साथ हेल्थ सर्विसेज में भी काफ़ी अच्छा काम वो करेगी, ऐसा मेरा विश्वास है। मैं पारुल साहू जी को हृदय से शुभकामनाएं और शुभेच्छाएं देता हूँ और उनके नेतृत्व में ये साल भर आप सबके सहयोग से वो अच्छा काम करेगी, इसी विश्वास के साथ उनको आज के इस उन्होंने अध्यक्ष पद का दायित्व आज स्वीकार किया है, इसलिए फिर से एक बार बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं देते हुए मैं अपनी बात को समाप्त करता हूँ। धन्यवाद, नमस्कार।
Hello. Thank you so much, sir. It means a lot, and we are privileged to have you here with us. And the way you have motivated me and my entire team, we definitely would be doing our level best, our bit for society, for women, for their employment, and for the underprivileged. Thank you, sir. We are truly blessed to have you here with us. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you once again. I would request our past president, Dr. Viral Shah sir, to felicitate our guest of honor, Mr. Chinmay Pandit sir. Yes. A token of love for guest of honor, Mr. Chinmay Pandit sir. Thank you so much, sir, for your presence, sir. Thank you, sir. As the president of this venerated organization, JCI Nagpur Medico, I, JC Dr. Parul Sauji, seek permission from the House to use the podium for my acceptance speech. Thank you so much. A very good evening to one and all. Honorable Chief Guest, Union Minister of Road Transport and Highways, Shri Nitinji Gadkari ji. Guest of Honor, Deputy Commissioner of Police Crime Branch Nagpur, Mr. Chinmay Pandit. Guest of Honor, Chief Managing Director, Omega Hospitals, Dr. Chaitanya Shembekar sir. Keynote Speaker, past National President, JCI India, respected JC Senator Dilip Kamdar sir. Installing officer for today, Zone President, Zone 9, respected JFM Ashish Agarwal sir. I'm proud to be JC's. Yes, I truly am. I'm incredibly honored and humbled. This moment is truly overwhelming. With deep sense of gratitude and responsibility, I accept your faith in me as the president of JCI Nagpur Medico 2022. And with my local governing board and fellow members, I will do my best to meet the challenge. Our JCI family has been built on a strong leadership foundation. And I'm fortunate to have a membership that is truly committed to the slogan of JCI, that is, to be better. Let me take this opportunity to congratulate President 2021, JC Dr. Deepika Chandok and her board for a very successful tenure. During her tenure, she had done many things to show her support of me as her successor. I truly thank you, ma'am. And also, I caution her that I'll be depending with my team for her continued support throughout the year. Along with her team and herself, I'm truly thankful to all the past presidents who have shown and have had faith in me and have given me this opportunity to lead this prestigious organization. JCI in one word for me is possibilities. And henceforth, the theme for 2022 is potential meets opportunities. All of us have a potential to be an active citizen through the various arenas of opportunities JCI provides us. JCI furnishes in us the ability to kind of zoom out. Yes, zoom out, that is to see the bigger picture. It's not just me, it's not just you, it's not this city, it is the entire world, because all of us are global citizens. As human beings, we inherit the responsibility of being a guard to earth for our future generations. And that is how JCI works, by doing sustainable development by taking up sustainable development goals that helps to all of us to have a wishful idealism and not blind optimism. I'm so thankful to this organization for letting me know that the only one stubborn thing one should have is hope. It insists within us that despite all the evidence to the contrary, there is something better that awaits us. All we have to have is the courage to reach it. Every time I take a flight, I'm very mindful of all the people who make a successful journey possible. The known, that's the pilot, and the lesser known,
are the ground members, the crew members. So is true in real life for me. The pilots, that is my JCI family, and all the past presidents and seniors, and the lesser known, that is the crew members. Those are my grandparents, my mama, my papa, my brother Abhineet, my bhua, my son Johan, my father-in-law, my mother-in-law, my family, my extended family, that is Omega Hospital, Manisha ma'am, Chaitanya sir, all my friends, and yes, one person who chooses to understand me rather than getting mad at me when I'm totally impatient, somebody who is as cool as cucumber and as warm as sun, my husband Siddharth. These are my bunch of people who have been there through my peaks and valleys. They have been motivating me. They have been, helping me throughout my ups and downs. And they have been stating that ups and downs are important in one's life. They're very important because even on ECG, a straight line would mean that the person is not alive. I'm hopeful that with these new commitments and connections, which are truly very innovative, I will have a unique bag of experiences during my tenure. You cannot connect the dots forward. You can only connect them backwards. We should have the trust so that believing that the dots will somehow connect in the future. And now, when I look back, I joined JCI and participated in Mr. and Mrs. Medico. A special mention to JC Dr. Swati Sada, who introduced me to this wonderful, prestigious organization. And I was fortunate enough to win it too. And that's when my journey started. From being the master of ceremony for installation ceremony of Swati ma'am, to being director program, to being secretary, and I'm truly, truly, truly humbled and honored to be the President 2022 of JCI Nagpur Medico. I truly believe in these 3 C's: choices, chances, and changes. The 3 C's again: choices, chances, and changes. I'm so glad that I made this choice to join this prestigious organization. And I'm thankful to each one of you for giving me this chance to lead this organization. And together, we will bring the change to be better. Thank you. Thank you so much. I would like to recognize the presence of past President JCI Nagpur Gondwana, JC Nilesh Lanjebar sir, past Zone Director, Training. I would like to recognize the presence of President Nagpur OBGY Society, Dr. Alka Mukherjee ma'am. I would like to recognize the presence of JCI Orange City President Gaurav Batra. I would like to recognize the presence of past National Officer, SMA Coordinator Rakesh Dahaka sir.
I would like to recognize the presence of President JCI Nagfem, Sonal Bhatia ma'am. I would like to recognize the presence of President JCI Nagpur, Swaraj sir. Would like to recognize the presence of President JCI Nagpur Gondwana, Rahul Rajkotia sir. I would like to recognize the presence of President JCI Nagpur Inspire, Atul Lalsare sir. I would like to recognize the presence of President JCI Pharma, Ritesh Ramani sir. I would like to recognize the presence of Zone Director, JC Ritu Dhaka ma'am. I would like to recognize the presence of immediate past President, JCI Nagpur Gondwana, Smita Lanjavar ma'am. I would like to recognize the presence of IBP, Dr. Dinesh Agarwal sir. If there are any other zone officers and presidents, please, we recognize your presence and please stand on your... We recognize your presence. I would like to give privilege to NOGS President, Dr. Alka Mukherjee ma'am. Dear friends, it's my privilege to install the dynamic, somebody who has created history, something which all of us will look up to, the very dynamic, the very resonant JFM holder, Dr. Deepika Chandok, as immediate past president for the year 2022, and me and my team are going to need your constant support, ma'am, throughout the year. May I now call upon the internationally acclaimed, the beauty queen of JCI Nagpur Medico, our past president, JC Dr. Richa Zararia ma'am, for the privilege.
Thank you for the privilege, ma'am. I would like to call our IPP, Dr. Swati Sada ma'am, to please join the past president group.
I request all the past presidents to join for a group photograph. Growth of an organization is judged by its spread in the form of joining new members, and this year, with 101 new members joining us, so it's time to get to see some of them. Here I call Vice President Management Opportunity, JC Dr. Preeti Jaiswal, to call upon all our new members.
Now, I would like to call all our new members of JCI Nagpur Medico 2022 in front of the dais. Dr. Pratiksha Bhavalkar, Dr. Shifali Sadavarte, everyone please, whosoever are present, kindly come in front of the stage. Dr. Milind Suryavanshi, Dr. Saket Gidwani, Dr. Vidhi Lakhwani, Dr. Abhishek Pathak, Dr. Smriti Shitole, Dr. Riya Yole, Dr. Arya Khandait, Dr. Siddhi Badule, Dr. Vedai Marathe, Dr. Shantanu Shembekar, Dr. Ajay Sood, Dr. Ketan Sauji, Dr. Nishad Chimote, Dr. Saili Kode, Dr. Abha Pang Soni, Dr. Saket Vyavare, Dr. Gopal Chaturvedi, Dr. Anupma Bhute Anand, Dr. Trishla Demre, Dr. Shraddha Thakur, Dr. Rahul Tiwari, Dr. Jyoti Chavan, Dr. Sonal Sauji, Dr. Shishir Sonukosale, Dr. Venus Kale, Dr. Yamani Kale, Dr. Shraddha Singhania, Dr. Anuja Kashikar, Dr. Tanushri Dhote, Dr. Pranjali Ghode, Dr. Paras Junke, Dr. Priya Sahu, Dr. Yashasri Tekade, Dr. Sanovar Sobani, Dr. Naushin Sheikh, Dr. Amisha Sauji, Dr. Sanskriti Sahu, Dr. Snehal Raut, Dr. Abhinav Vankar, Dr. Aditi Pinjarkar, Dr. Gargi Parteti, Dr. Sanjana Sainani, Dr. Sayukta Sanjay Davle, Dr. Bhumi Khandelwal, Dr. Rishikesh Umalkar, Dr. Avani Jadhav, Dr. Yasha Kothari, Dr. Sandeep Agrawal, Dr. Shehnaz Chimthanwala, Dr. Anvay Moon, Dr. Kevalya Sauji, Dr. Priyanka Minase, Dr. Vipul Ravlani, Dr. Prashita Barari, Dr. Supriya Sawant, Dr. Aditi Bhalla, Dr. Tushar Singh, Dr. Aditi Lakshman Rao Balpande, Dr. Isha Besware, Dr. Hina Thakkar, Dr. Chaitanya Shembekar, Dr. Manisha Chembekar, Dr. Shantanu Shembekar, Dr. Pallavi Meshram, Dr. Kunal Sauji, Dr. Ritu Sauji. If I have missed anyone's name, please kindly join us here.
May I request our zone president, the very dynamic, the very charismatic, zone president, Zone 9, JCI India, JFM Ashish Agrawal sir, to administer oath to our new members.
थैंक यू सो मच प्रेसिडेंट. मैं रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा कुछ मेंबर्स को प्लीज़ सामने आ जाइए और एक स्ट्रेट लाइन यहाँ पे बने तो इट विल लुक बेटर. प्लीज़ ऑल द गर्ल्स हियर प्लीज़ कम दिस वे टू द फ्रंट लाइन. यस, एक स्ट्रेट लाइन बना लीजिए सामने में. इन द फ्रंट मैम, इन द फ्रंट ऑफ द डैश. यस, वन स्ट्रेट लाइन प्लीज, वन स्ट्रेट लाइन. या एब्सोल्युटली. Okay. So everyone, please raise your right hand. आप अपने दाहिने हाथ को सामने रखिए और शपथ के मुद्रा में आइए और मेरे साथ दोहराइए. I, अपना नाम लीजिए. Do solemnly promise that I shall faithfully serve the purpose of the junior chamber and shall at all time uphold its ideals and principles. Congratulations to all of you. I welcome you all of you into the family of JCI. और आज के बाद आप सब आपके नाम के सामने JC वर्ड का इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. And as sir has rightly said, you can use the prestigious JC in front of your names. So congratulations and welcome to the family. Take your seats, please. Now it's time for the governing board to be pledged to their duties in form of officer's oath. I request secretary and all vice presidents to stand for the oath. I request all the directors to join us on the dais. I request you all to place your hand in oath-taking position and repeat after me. I request you all to please place your hand in the oath-taking position. Thank you. And please repeat after me. I do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office of JCI Nagpur Medico and will, to the best of my ability, serve as a living example of this organization's philosophy and belief, and will uphold and enforce the constitution and policy of this organization at all times. Thank you all, and I'm grateful to all the members. Thank you. Now I would like to seek the privilege, and I would like to unveil the two banners for the year-long project. The first one being Niramai. I would request project directors JC Dr. Shefali Sauji and JC Dr. Sanjana Agarwal to come forward for the unveiling of the banner Niramai, which is Healthy Women, Progressive Nation. And I would like all the dignitaries on the dais to join us for unveiling of this banner. Niramai, sir. It is Healthy Women, Progressive Nation. In this, we would be screening all the rural women for breast cancer and cervical cancer. I would also like to mention that we have already got CSR fund for this project of ours of 5 lakh rupees from Shembeka Private Limited, where we have already taken a mammogram and a colposcope for the screening of breast cancer and cervical cancer for rural women. Now may I call upon the project directors for the second year-long program, which is
JC Dr. Kavita Dangra and JC Dr. Pragati Agarwal, with JC Baramir, the Secretary for Junior JC, who designed the logo for this wonderful project, that is JC for I. And I would also request the Bhishma Pitama, the past president, JC Dr. Viral Shah sir, to join us for unveiling of this banner. Sir has contributed 3 aids, audio aids to these visually challenged people. And it's JC for I, which would be providing vocational aid to these visually challenged students. Now I would request for a very, very beautiful moment where we have this Manisha Orchestra, the group of visually challenged people who would be singing a wonderful, wonderful song for all of us.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
हेलो चेक.
हेलो.
नमस्कार. हमारा शुरू की महफिल ऑर्केस्ट्रा समूह का उद्देश्य है कि दृष्टिबाधित बंधु भगिनी को कला गुणाओं को वाव देना, उनको रोजगार प्राप्त करना, यही हमारा उद्देश्य है. अभी ऑर्गन के ऊपर युगल भाई है और एक्टोपैड के ऊपर शुभम भाई है और ढोलकी बजा रहा है कुणाल और पवन. अभी सबसे पहला सॉन्ग है सौरभ बोरीकर भाई का. और हमको ऑर्डर देना है या हम जो कुछ काम कर रहे हैं, जैसा अगरबत्ती बनाना, हिनाइन बनाना, तो हमको रोजगार देने की कोशिश करना है. तो हमारा कांटेक्ट संपर्क क्रमांक है 8698396892. मैं कांटेक्ट संपर्क क्रमांक और एक बार बता रहा हूँ 8698396892. शुरू की महफिल ऑर्केस्ट्रा ग्रुप.
हेलो.
हेलो. हेलो. हेलो. हेलो. हेलो. हेलो. हेलो. हेलो.
हेलो. जैसा कि अभी आप सभी लोग जानते हैं कि हाल ही में हमारा प्रजासत्ता दिन हुआ है 73वां. उस उपलक्ष्य में एक सौरभ बोरेकर और साथ ही मिलकर एक कव्वाली प्रस्तुत करने जा रहे हैं.
ये धरती माँ है मेरी, ये अलग ऐलान लिख देना। मेरी इस जिंदगी पे इसके है एहसान लिख देना। ये किसका मकबरा है, दुनिया वाले जान जाएंगे। तुम मेरी कब्र के पत्थर पे हिंदुस्तान लिख देना। बहे खून मेरा चमन के लिए, बहे खून मेरा चमन के लिए, बहे खून मेरा चमन के लिए, खून मेरा चमन के लिए, चमन के लिए मेरी जान जाए वतन के लिए, मेरी जान जाए वतन के लिए, मेरी जान जाए वतन के लिए। बहे खून मेरा चमन के लिए, 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 चमन के लिए मेरी जान जाए वतन के लिए,
मेरी जान जाए वतन के लिए, मेरी जान जाए वतन के लिए।
मेरा दिल जिगर और मेरी जान भी,
मेरा दिल जिगर मेरी जान भी,
मेरा दिल जिगर और मेरी जान भी,
मेरा दिल जिगर और मेरी जान भी,
मेरी जान भी हो इतना करम संगठन के लिए,
मेरी जान जाए वतन के लिए, मेरी जान जाए वतन के लिए। राम की तरह कर लो मिलाप,
भारत राम की तरह कर लो मिलाप,
भारत राम की तरह कर लो मिलाप,
कर लो मिलाप। हो इतना करम संगठन के लिए,
मेरी जान जाए वतन के लिए, मेरी जान जाए वतन के लिए।
न मैं हुस्न की अंजुमन चाहता हूँ, न मैं प्यारी प्यारी दुल्हन चाहता हूँ, न मैं चांद जैसा ललन चाहता हूँ, न मैं रोशनी की किरण चाहता हूँ, न बस्ती न सहरा न मन चाहता हूँ, न मैं कांतिया हवन चाहता हूँ, न मैं कीमती पैराहन चाहता हूँ, न मैं पैसा कौड़ी न धन चाहता हूँ, न कलियों का मैं बागबन चाहता हूँ, न गुल और न मैं गुल बदन चाहता हूँ। खुदा मैं तो यही चमन चाहता हूँ, खुदा मैं तो यही
चमन चाहता हूँ,
खुदा मैं तो यही चमन चाहता हूँ, यही धरती गंगो वतन चाहता हूँ, यही धरती गंगो
वतन चाहता हूँ।
मरूं तो मैं खाते वतन चाहता हूँ,
मरूं तो मैं जाके वतन चाहता हूँ,
मरूं तो मैं खाते वतन चाहता हूँ, तो मैं खाते
वतन चाहता हूँ।
जो सरहद पे मुझको शहादत मिले,
जो सरहद पे मुझको शहादत मिले,
जो सरहद पे मुझको शहादत मिले, शहादत
मिले।
तिरंगा उड़ाना कफन के लिए,
मेरी जान जाए वतन के लिए, मेरी जान जाए वतन के लिए, जान जाए वतन के लिए, जान जाए वतन के लिए।
A huge round of applause for these wonderful children and students of Manisha Orchestra.
Thank you, ma'am.
Now it's the time to listen to the pearls of wisdom from our esteemed guests. I request our dynamic zone president, Zone 9, JCI India, JFM Ashish Agrawal sir, to enlighten us.
Thank you so much, President Ma'am. It's always wonderful to be among the doctors of Nagpur, of JCI Nagpur Medico. The chairman of today's event, the very dynamic lady, President Parul Sauji. The chief guest of today's event, the visionary leader, जिन्होंने भारत के इतिहास में एक अलग ही अपना दर्जा बनाया है, सड़क और परिवहन में भारत को एक प्रगतिशील राष्ट्र के रूप में आज ला के सामने खड़े किए हैं दुनिया के सामने। ऐसे हमारे विजनरी लीडर, द चीफ गेस्ट ऑफ टुडे, नितिन गडकरी सर, द कीनोट स्पीकर ऑफ टुडे, द वेरी एंथुजियास्टिक लीडर, जिनसे बात करके हमेशा एक अलग ही इंस्पिरेशन मुझे मिलता है। ऐसे हमारे पास्ट नेशनल प्रेसिडेंट दिलीप कामदार सर, द गेस्ट ऑफ ऑनर टुडे चिन्मय पंडित जी, IPS, DCP of Crime Branch, Nagpur. Guest of honor, Dr. Chaitanya Sevekarji, the CMD of Omega Hospital. Abhi immediate past president bane, the very dynamic lady who has brought so much glorious history for Medico, and the current zone vice president of my team, Dr. Deepika Chandok. The lady who has done a transformation in program area last year, and current zone secretary, Swati Sarda ji. The secretary of Nagpur Medico, Dr. Payal Agarwal. थोड़ी देर पहले यहाँ पे मौजूद थे हमारे मेंटर, हमारे लीडर धारिनी सलारका मैम. आई थिंक शी हैज लेफ्ट ड्यू टू सम वर्क. The Aadhar Stambh, the pillars on which the journey has come to this way of Nagpur Medico, ऐसे हमारे आधार स्तंभ मेरे मित्र 2018 के डॉक्टर सचिन देवकर जी, the Visma Pitama of Nagpur Medico, Dr. Viral Shah ji, the beautiful lady, my colleague, zone officer Smita Pakmode ji, past president Ashish Khandelwal ji, Richa Jararia ji, Dinesh Agarwal ji, Dr. Sushil Lodha ji. From my zone governing board team, the zone director Neelam Khandelwal ji, Hemchandra Salodkar ji, Dr. Savina Sheikh, Dr. Ritu Dakaha. From senior member association from my team, Dr. Rakesh Dakaha ji, all the lovely past zone officers who present here, all the past national officers, current LOM presidents, past local organization presidents, all the lovely members of JCI Nagpur Medico. A very good evening to all of you on this beautiful evening of installation ceremony of the very vibrant, the very enthusiastic and very elegant local organization JCI Nagpur Medico. First of all, I would like to congratulate the immediate past president Dr. Deepika Chandok ji for her wonderful journey of 2021. बहुत ही शानदार जानदार तरीके से उन्होंने अपनी प्रेसिडेंट्स कार्यकाल की नींव रखी और ऐतिहासिक तौर पे नॉट ओनली फॉर नागपुर मेडिको, नॉट ओनली फॉर जोन 9, बल्कि पूरे JCI इंडिया के लिए उन्होंने बहुत ही शानदार इंटरनेशनल अवार्ड्स हमारे लिए लाके दिए हैं. तो एक बार जोरदार तालियां बनती है दीपिका चांडोक जी के लिए. We all are really proud of you. Again, I will congratulate the new leader of Nagpur Medico, Dr. Parul Sauji, for being the new leader of this vibrant chapter. It was really a happiest moment for a zone president to see so many new members joining this organization today. Really, hats off to you, Parul ji. Before this program, मेरे कुछ senior लोगों से बातचीत हो रही थी, and lot of new members interacted with me, and they told that we are here for Dr. Parul. So it's really great effort, Parul ji, that you have added 101 new members to this organization today. I can proudly say कि आगाज इतना शानदार आपने किया है तो अंजाम बहुत ही शानदार रहेगा नागपुर मेडिको के लिए 2022 में. क्योंकि आज कुछ इतने सारे नए मेंबर्स यहाँ पे जुड़े, मैं पहले सोचा था कि यहाँ पे JCI के बारे में ज़्यादा कुछ नहीं बोलूँगा, बिकॉज दिस इज़ अ वेरी ओल्ड चैप्टर एंड मेनी पीपल आर वेरी सीनियर हियर, एंड आफ्टर ऑल दिलीप सर है यहाँ पे, हम सब उनको सुनना चाहते हैं. बट क्योंकि इतने सारे नए मेंबर आज जुड़े हैं तो मैं थोड़ा सा JCI के बारे में बताना चाहूँगा उन नए मेंबर्स को और पूरी LGB टीम जिन्होंने आज शपथ ली है यहाँ पे उनको। डियर फ्रेंड्स, सामाजिक संस्थाएं आज के डेट में बहुत हैं, हर शहर में हर तरीके से कोई ना कोई अपना कुछ अच्छा काम और अपना कुछ अच्छा इफेक्ट सोसाइटी में देकर जा रहे हैं। बट आई कैन प्राउडली से दैट JCs इज द ओनली ऑर्गेनाइजेशन जहां पे हम कुछ हट के करते हैं जो शायद दूसरे सोशल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में नहीं होते हैं। आप फ्यूचर ट्रेनिंग का बात ले लीजिए या फिर एम्पावरिंग ट्रेनिंग का बात ले लीजिए, हम अपने कार्यकाल में लाखों स्कूलों में जाके और लाखों बच्चों को एम्पावरिंग यूथ और फ्यूचर ट्रेनिंग्स की ट्रेनिंग देते हैं जो शायद ही दूसरे ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में नहीं होते हैं। हम इंटीग्रिटी डे जैसे डे में लगभग लाखों बच्चों को एक साथ नैतिकता की शपथ दिलाते हैं जो शायद कोई दूसरे ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में नहीं होता है। आप लोगों ने तो रिपोर्ट देखी होगी दीपिका जी की, जिन्होंने लंबी लाइन लगभग 250 प्रोजेक्ट्स उन्होंने किए। तो ऐसे न जाने कितने प्रोजेक्ट्स हैं जो JCI के माध्यम से हम लोगों तक पहुंचाते हैं और आप लोगों को गर्व होगा कि आप ऐसी JC संस्था के साथ आज आप लोग जुड़े हैं जो आज लगभग भारत के 1600 शहर में उपलब्ध है। 1600 cities, my dear friend, it's a big number. अभी मैं OTS से वापस आया, ऑफिसर्स ट्रेनिंग सेमिनार। As I am a zone president, there are 25 zone presidents across India. India has been divided with 25 zones. So 25 zone presidents and 130 zone vice presidents were present there from every corner of India. Somebody is from Kashmir, somebody is from Punjab, somebody is from Kerala, somebody from Odisha. It was really a great moment for officer like me that I can proudly say that I have friends across 1600 cities of India now. So it's a great movement. आप लोगों ने जो आज कदम उठाया है JCI के साथ जुड़ने का, आपको फेलोशिप बढ़ाने का, पर्सनालिटी डेवलपमेंट करने का जो मौका JCs में मिलेगा, शायद ही ये मौका आपको दूसरे कहीं पे नहीं मिलेगा। बहुत लोग आते हैं, वो लोग सोचते हैं कि हमें JCs में जुड़ के अपना फ़ायदा क्या मिलेगा। तो ऐसे बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस आते हैं। मैं एक छोटा सा किस्सा जो बहुत पुराना किस्सा है, मैं पिछले 2 महीना से ट्रैवलिंग कर रहा हूँ और लगभग 50 से ज़्यादा इंस्टॉलेशंस अटेंड कर चुका हूँ। तो कहीं ना कहीं हमारा एक दायित्व जोन प्रेसिडेंट का बनता है कि वो अपने मेंबर्स को और अपने टीम को थोड़ा बूस्टअप करें। तो एक बहुत ही पुराना स्टोरी है जो मैं आप लोगों के सामने 2 मिनट रखना चाहूँगा। It's a story of 1936, the Olympics final match, hockey. You all people must be aware of Dhyanchand ji. Do you know Major Dhyanchand? जो हॉकी के जादूगर कहलाते थे। वो इतना शानदार हॉकी खेलते थे कि उनसे बॉल को ले पाना बहुत मुश्किल होता था। सो उनको हॉकी का जादूगर बोला जाता था। So he was playing for India and it's the final match of Olympics 1936, India versus Germany in Germany. And Hitler उस टाइम वहाँ के शासक थे और as you all know Hitler is famous in world for his arrogancy. वो एक बाहुबली नेता के तौर पे जाने जाते थे, उनको सब कोई डरते थे। So the final match India versus Germany, पूरा स्टेडियम 25,000 दर्शक से भरा हुआ एंड हिटलर खुद वहाँ पे मैच देख रहे हैं। एंड मैच स्टार्टेड और भारत ने जर्मनी को 16-1 गोल से हरा दिया, जिसमें से 15 गोल सिर्फ मेजर ध्यानचंद जी ने दागा था। अब हिटलर टेंशन में आ गए कि व्हाट इज दिस हैपनिंग। इंडिया एक छोटा सा देश, जर्मनी इतना मजबूत देश, इतना स्ट्रांग देश, और ये देश आके फाइनल में जर्मनी को हरा दिया, वो भी 16-1 गोल से, और उसमें से 15 गोल सिर्फ एक ये आदमी ने दागा है। जरूर कुछ गड़बड़ है, समथिंग इज फिशी। ऐसा खेल ये आदमी कभी खेल नहीं सकता है। जरूर इसके हॉकी स्टिक में चुंबक है, इसके हॉकी स्टिक को यहां तोड़ा जाए, जरूर इसमें चुंबक निकलेगा। और पूरे स्टेडियम के सामने ध्यानचंद जी का हॉकी स्टिक को तोड़ा गया, लेकिन कुछ नहीं निकला। अब हिटलर और परेशान, ये क्या हो रहा है मेरे साथ। बाद में उन्होंने ध्यानचंद जी को अपने कमरे में बुलाया और पूछा, हॉकी खेलने के अलावा आप क्या करते हो? तो ध्यानचंद जी रिप्लाइड कि मैं भारतीय फौज में सूबेदार हूँ, मैं सूबेदार की नौकरी करता हूँ भारतीय फौज में, साथ ही साथ सरकार मुझे हॉकी खेलने के लिए भी भेजती है। तो हिटलर ने कहा, क्या मिला तुम्हें भारत के लिए हॉकी खेल के? तुम पहले भी एक सूबेदार थे, आज भी एक सूबेदार है और हमेशा एक सूबेदार ही रहोगे। तुम जर्मनी के लिए आके खेलो, मैं तुम्हें एयर चीफ मार्शल बनाता हूं और तुम्हें जो कुछ चाहिए मैं वो सारा सुख सुविधा तुम्हें दूंगा, तुम्हें जितना पैसा चाहिए उतना पैसा मैं दूंगा। जानना चाहेंगे ध्यानचंद जी का रिप्लाई क्या था हिटलर को? ध्यानचंद जी ने कहा, हिटलर साहब, ये मेरे देश की जिम्मेदारी नहीं है कि मैं कैसे आगे बढ़ूंगा, ये मेरी जिम्मेदारी है कि मेरा देश कैसे आगे बढ़ेगा। खेलूंगा तो मैं भारत के लिए ही। मेरा ये बोलने का तात्पर्य यहां पे यह है कि हमारे बीच में बहुत सारे लोगों का सोचना है कि हम जेसीस में जाके हमें क्या मिलेगा। बहुत कुछ मिलेगा मेरे दोस्तों, लेकिन सबसे पहले हमारे मन में ये जज्बात आनी चाहिए कि हमारा पहला फर्ज बनता है कि हम इतने बड़े ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के साथ जुड़े हैं तो इसको हमें सम्मान देना है और इसके साथ जुड़ के देश के प्रति और सोसाइटी के प्रति हमें अच्छा काम करना है। तब हमें भी अपने आप रिटर्न में बहुत कुछ इस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन से मिलेगा। मैं पारुल जी और उनकी गवर्निंग बॉडी को बताना चाहूंगा, सिर्फ 1 साल मिला है पारुल जी आपको, ओनली 1 ईयर। आपको आपके मन में ठान लेना पड़ेगा कि मुझे सिर्फ 1 साल मिला है अपने आप को साबित करने के लिए, क्योंकि जो कदम इससे पहले पास्ट प्रेसिडेंट लोगों ने उठाया है, चाहे वो स्वाति जी हो, दीपिका जी हो, दे हैव डन वंडरफुल इन देयर कैरियर, इन देयर टेन्योर। नाउ इट्स योर टर्न, व्हाट यू कैन प्रूव, व्हाट यू कैन डू फॉर मेडिको, व्हाट यू कैन डू फॉर आवर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन। बहुत सारी रुकावटें आपके सामने आएंगी, बहुत सारी चैलेंजेस आपके सामने आएंगी, बट यू हैव टू क्रॉस ओवर ऑल। आपको आपके परिवार को फेस करना पड़ेगा, आपके प्रोफेशन को फेस करना पड़ेगा, लेकिन साथ ही साथ आज आप इतने लोगों के सामने शपथ लिए हैं, इतनी तालियां आपके लिए बजी हैं, तो अभी आपका फर्ज बनता है कि आप इस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को रिटर्न में आपका 1 साल देके जाएं। आप इंजन हैं, आप अपने आप को रेलगाड़ी समझ लिए, आप इंजन हैं। आप इंजन को जैसे चलाएंगे आपके पूरे डिब्बे आपके साथ वैसे चलेंगे। And I have a strong belief that this lady can again bring another transformation in JCI India, in Zone 9, in Medico, और बहुत सारे ऐसे कई सारे और अवार्ड्स पारुल जी के नेतृत्व में मेडिको की टीम लेके आएगी, ये मेरी बिलीव है। साथ ही साथ इस साल 2022 में हमने आपको निशित गोहिल जैसे बहुत ही डायनामिक ZBP दिया है, will definitely help you in your technical parts, आपको गाइड करेंगे और हमारी पूरी जोन गवर्निंग बोर्ड आपके साथ है। बहुत ही बेहतरीन प्लान ऑफ एक्शन हम अगले 1-2 दिन में लॉन्च करने जा रहे हैं। साथ ही साथ इस बार पहली बार एक वेबसाइट जोन 9 की हम अगले 2 से 3 दिन में लॉन्च करने वाले हैं, जिसमें सिंगल साइट पे आप एक ही बार में सारी रिपोर्टिंग कर पाएंगे। ऑल द इंफॉर्मेशन ऑफ जोन एंड नेशनल यू कैन फाइंड इन सेम वेबसाइट। कुछ नए चेंजेस भी हम इस बार लाए हैं कि ZBP सिर्फ LDMT और LAB 2 मैटर पे आपको विजिट करते थे, बट दिस ईयर ऑल द ZBP 4 बार, 5 बार, 6 बार, जितने बार आप चाहेंगे उतने बार हमारे ZBP आपके लोम में विजिट करेंगे आपको गाइड करने के लिए। साथ ही साथ इस बार पहली बार हमारे जोन डायरेक्टर्स को हम एम्पावर कर रहे हैं कि दे कैन ऑल्सो विजिट द लोम्स एंड गाइड इन देयर प्लान ऑफ एक्शन इन all the areas wherever the loan president have doubts, they will clear all your doubts. Lots, again, I will tell you about the lots in the loan officers training seminar, which is going to be held this year, March 5th and 6th, hosted by JCI Raipur Noble. So I request you and your all loan governing board to be present in lots, because आपकी जो governing body नया बनी है उनको जानना जरूरी है कि उनके पोर्टफोलियो में उनको क्या काम करना है, एंड दे कैन लर्न दिस इन लॉट्स ओनली, जहाँ पे हमारे वाइब्रेंट ट्रेनर्स एंड लीडर्स will train them what they have to do in their portfolio. Thank you so much for inviting me to this vibrant chapter. Jai Hind, Jai JCI. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And I'm sure that with my vibrant and very dynamic governing body, I'll be able to take Zone 9 and JCI India's name further higher. Deepika ma'am has already set the bar really high, but I'll try my level best to meet your expectations. Thank you, sir. May I request our honorable guest of honor, Chief Managing Director, Omega Hospital, Dr. Chaitanya Shembekar sir, to guide us. He's my mentor and he's been very supportive throughout. Sir, over to you.
I slept and dreamt that life was joy. I awoke and saw that life was service. I acted and behold, service was joy. The words by Rabindranath Tagore, they are so apt for all those who believe in serving to the society and especially the JCI fraternity. Our beloved leader, respected Shri Nitinji Gadkari, young and dynamic DCP Chinmay Pandit, our great orator and my uncle Dilipji Kamdar, ever smiling IPP Deepika Chandok, multitasker Swati Sarada. Thy name is energy, Dr. Parul Sauji, calm and quiet secretary Payal Agrawal, installing officer JC Agrawal sir, Ashish Agrawal sir, and my dear friends. I see so many friends in the audience. Today, on occasion of installation of Dr. Parul Sauji and her team, I am really honored, humbled, and I feel nostalgic. It's like homecoming for me because once upon a time, I was an active member of this organization. I have attended so many installation ceremonies of JCI in the capacity of office bearer, and today, after almost I think 20-25 years, 20 saal baad, I am here on the dais as a guest of honor, and the life has come a full circle. I must thank Parul for giving me this opportunity. It was always my dream to become a president of this prestigious organization. Every time my friends used to say, इस साल तो चैतन्य तू ही प्रेसिडेंट बनेगा, लेकिन मेरा ये हाल था कि क्या करूँ, हिम्मत ही नहीं होती. Because that was a time when I was focusing more on my profession and hence I could not devote much time and I could not take this responsibility. I am an obstetrician and I was working single-handedly in those days and I continue to do so for many years. And looking back, I feel that that is the biggest mistake in my life. I should have entered into group practice much earlier. And I'm very happy that Parul has taken a smart decision and she would be able to balance between the work and the JCI work. So you should learn from your mistakes and you must guide young generation to do the best. मंजिलें बहुत है, अफसाने बहुत है, राहें ज़िंदगी में इम्तहान बहुत है. मत करो गिला उसका जो मिला नहीं, दुनिया में खुश रहने के बहाने बहुत हैं. And so you move on. Team. Together, everyone achieves more. Teamwork gives you security, safety, and also time to do some extracurricular activities which ultimately help you in developing your personality. And JCI is one such organization which focuses on this aspect, that is personality development. And it is the perfect example of Adi Swartha Mag Paramartha. You know, the flight attendants always say दूसरों की सहायता करने के पहले अपना ऑक्सीजन मास्क ठीक से पहन ले. एंड आई थिंक JCI इज़ द वन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन विच टीचेस यू दैट. कुदरत ने सभी को हीरा बनाया है, जो जितना घिसेगा उतना ही चमकेगा. So I joined JCI as a member when Dr. Pradeep Patil was president, and then Dr. Madhav Raja became president. I was founder member of JCI. But I took the responsibility of some projects under the guidance and leadership of Dr. Ashok Urkude, and we had organized a free ultrasound camp for pregnant women way back in 1998, 99 somewhere. And it sounds absurd today, but it was possible those days because PCP Entity Act was not so strictly implemented. And after so many years, last week, a young lady came to the hospital for her antenatal checkup with her parents, and her parents told me that they had come for that USG camp 24 years back. So these are the small selfless gestures which can bring lots of happiness and joy in your mundane life. We make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give. And this is exactly what we are learning in JCI. I remember we attended Leadership in Action LIA course with Mr. Vilas Kade as a trainer. And the first thing we learned was to get out of the comfort zone, because he used to start his lectures at 6 a.m. in the morning, 6 o'clock. And during one of the sessions, he was talking about work-life balance and how you should divide your time between profession and family. And someone in the audience said that what you are preaching is absolutely acceptable. But all great persons like Einstein, Mahatma Gandhi, Vivekananda, they have one point in common. They all are obsessed with their work. They are passionate. And they have only one agenda in mind. Stop not until your goal is achieved. सपने वो नहीं जो हमें सोते वक्त दिखते हैं, सपने वो होते हैं जो हमें सोने नहीं देते. And then Vilas Kade, I don't know what he said, but I remember I started thinking that this LI, EPS, Gurukul is for people like us. We are not extraordinary, we are ordinary persons. And we do not have that inherent quality. Extraordinary people do not need such trainings. And then I realized की ज्ञानेश्वर महाराजांनी 16व्या वर्षी ज्ञानेश्वरी लिहिली आणि 21व्या वर्षी समाधी घेतली. विवेकानंद जी का देहांत हुआ तब उनकी उम्र सिर्फ 39 साल की थी. तो this is what is extraordinary persons, and we are actually ordinary people, so we need something like JCI. EPS by Mr. Mukesh Asher was also a very wonderful experience. Even today, when I stand in front of audience, I get butterflies in my stomach. And I tried hard to, take care of that stage fear. Standing in front of audience requires a lot of courage. And I used to get nervous and would need some support. So I asked my carpenter to design a portable podium for me. And I used to carry that podium with me whenever I used to go for my talks. But I must say that after EPS, I stopped carrying that podium. And that is the effectiveness of effective public speaking. Mr. and Mrs. Medico is one of the most happening event of JCI Medicos. And in 2005, when Dr. Mukesh Chandak was president and Mahesh Fulwani was secretary, they asked me and Manisha to do the modeling for promotion of Mr. and Mrs. Medico event. Our photograph actually appeared in all the newspapers and all the banners. There were no WhatsApp groups and there was no smartphone at that time, but everywhere in the newspapers our photograph appeared. And I remember that after that people used to congratulate us for winning the competition. But the fact remains that we never participated in that event, and I must accept this that I did not participate in Mr. and Mrs. Medico. Parul and Siddhartha, they actually won the event, and it requires a lot of talent. That is for sure. Being a leader of an organization is not an easy task. You have to conceive an idea, and you have to work hard to bring it to fruition. And in order to achieve that, you have to recognize the best of the members of your team. And you must be assertive, and you should not be aggressive. And it requires a great organizational skill. And I'm sure that Parul will do that with ease, because I have seen Parul working with me, and she is really dynamic, and she is well organized, and she works very hard, so she will do her best. Before you are a leader, success is all about growing yourself. But when you become a leader, success is all about growing others. So माणसाचे मोठेपण हे माणसाने किती माणसं मोठे केलीत यावर अवलंबून असतं. Behind every successful man there are many people, and you need such people who actually accept your leadership silently and work behind the curtains. And for the president and the organization, that was the reason probably in JCI why I was very popular. Ek to I was never in the run for president's post, I had no ambitions. And secondly, I was a good fundraiser. And I would do that with great enthusiasm. And my friends used to recognize me for my contribution to the JCI. And after initial days of social work, I realized that it gives me immense satisfaction. So slowly, after 40, of course, you are not supposed to, work in JCI. You are not anymore junior or young, so you have to move on. So I started realizing that I must continue this charitable work. So we started doing this through our own charitable foundation, and we are committed towards maternal health. We have a Kojagarti, which is our flagship project, which creates awareness in the society about various issues, and this is attended by thousands of people. Kadi Umaltana is one more project which we have taken, where we have donated sanitary pad vending machines to many corporation schools, the schools where they actually need these vending machines. Second innings is one more project which we are running, where we are actually trying to distribute smart cards to the perimenopausal women for their health checkup. And we have also introduced exclusive health package for women under Khasdar Smart Card Yojana by Shri Nitinji Gadkari. And we have, of course, Niramai, which is our dream project. And I am sure next year when Parul hands over the post to the next president, we will come up with a very good data on the screening and what we have done, because our concept is to reach out to the people. Har Ghar Dastak is what we are going to do. We are going to go to every place through Niramai workers, and they will be collecting data, and we will be screening high risk patients, and then we will be using these mammography machines and the colposcopes which we have, and through artificial intelligence we will be diagnosing the cancer cervix and cancer breast. So that is our idea. So I think this is just a beginning, and I want to work with JCI, and this is the beginning of our association. ज़िंदगी की असली उड़ान अभी बाकी है, ज़िंदगी के कई इम्तिहान अभी बाकी है, अभी तो नापी है मुट्ठी पर ज़मीन हमने, अभी तो सारा आसमान बाकी है. So thank you very much for giving me this wonderful opportunity, and I'm sure we will work together for years to come. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. That was truly inspirational. And we will be looking forward to your fundraising acumens throughout this year also. Thank you so much. Now it's the time to hear someone who is our guru, who have been a constant guiding force for our organization, the very respected past national president, JCI Senator Dilip Kamdar sir. I invite you, sir, to guide us through.
Newly installed President JC Parul, immediate past President Deepika, guest of honor and somebody whom I have seen grow up in front of my eyes, Dr. Chaitanya. And in fact, I have missed you for such a long period of time. I believe this renewal of Connect should work very good for me because I have a lot to learn from you. Zone President JC Ashish, members of the governing board, very respected JCs. First, the good news. It's about 15 past 9, and the government of Maharashtra stipulates that you cannot have more than 50 people inside a hall, and we have only 49 here now. So be happy. The other good news is, I always say this because I am one of those most reluctant person to go to a JCI installation. Exceptions have been made for my own chapter, Orange City, 2 years now. And this is another exception because these ladies are very tough nuts to crack, believe me. Because everybody I offer them that I come as a package. And the package deal is that either you get me to your installation where I come, sit for 3 hours, speak for 5 to 10 minutes, and then get lost for a year for you. Or invite me to do a training program with person-to-person talk with whatever number of people you get, because perhaps I would be able to do a better justice to my experience and learn from them as well. So when Parul rang me up for this, so I told her, this is the package. Choose, what do you want? So bole, it is already done. The program, the training program you are talking about, you have to do this year because you missed out on last year. You had promised this. You did it only online, so that physical program is left. So you have to come to the installation. And the reason I don't go to installation is, see on such a beautifully made agenda, which we teach our people to do very meticulously. You are usually on page 2, somewhere after item number 40, today I count I am at 46. So it is like a movie where I always call that we are the item numbers. Bidi jalaile. People wait for it. And perhaps that is what it is all about. And I was looking forward to speak to you because one of the reasons was I saw so many youngsters lining up to be a member. And it's a great honor to the organization, to the people who are leading this organization, that so many of those young people are willing to come and join the organization. But the other part has been, which is for the organizations now to note, that most of them lost that battle today evening. What's the battle? हम कहते हैं ना, दिल और दिमाग के बीच में एक जंग छिड़ती है. ऐसी ही एक जंग दिल, दिमाग और पेट के बीच में छिड़ती है. और पेट की लड़ाई आज हम हार गए हैं. Because if you look at the people who are sitting here, they have a IOU note with you. सबके चेहरे में जानता हूं. इसमें से कोई बंदा ऐसा नहीं है जो ये इंस्टॉलेशन को छोड़ के जा सकता है, क्योंकि दिलीप कामदार जी उनको जानते. अरे ये अभिषेक तो मेरा भाषण सुनने के लिए भी नहीं रुका, अभी देखता हूं इसको. So and then you have so many technicians there who can't go until and unless ये सब खत्म नहीं हो जाता. और मैडम बोल नहीं देती, जाओ भैया चेक तो मिल ही जाएगा आपका, तब तक वो नहीं जा सकते. So we are caught into a dilemma like this. But at the first duty, I must congratulate this chapter for the fantastic heights that it has achieved in last few years. Absolutely great. Though I am not very active, I have had my innings long time back. I keep on seeing what a chapter is doing. And every time I have found very meaningful activity being done by Nagpur Medico JCs. Not only field of health checkup or medical facilities or things like that. They got a fantastic international recognition for the program that they did this year. Heads off to them, because I believe after many years, such an honor has come India's way, which used to be quite a regular thing in times of past. So for that, Deepika needs all our appreciation. And what was the recognition? See, it is good to be recognized by outsiders. But the most important recognition is the one which comes from your own fraternity. And the fraternity of JCs in the Zone 9, when they sat down to elect their office bearers for the year 2022, they gave the highest number of votes to Deepika to elect her as a Zone Vice President. That's a no mean achievement. Because for her, the only problem was not who voted for her, but who were the 18 who did not vote for her out of 600. It's a problem of plenty kind of a thing. And that speaks in terms of the grooming you past presidents have given to this group of people. Because past presidents are the conscience of this organization. You are the people who have gone through this grind, and you are the best people to help these people come across various difficulties that they would have. Yes. Dr. Parul, rest assured that you are going to have a lot of things which would challenge you. But challenge is what makes a person shine out. If there are no challenges, what is the fun in the life? I know for sure that you are going to be a great success. And ask me why. The reason is, I don't know, in our time, when the president used to be a male, his wife used to be known as the first lady. So how do I call Siddhartha? The first gentleman? And all this while, first gentleman was standing there, taking care of people and ensuring that nobody goes without having the meal which is being served there. So that is a success story of a great couple. And then I have been fortunate enough to know Dr. Vinay Savji since very early days. We cannot forget those days of Vijayanand apartment. Only 20 families, but put together they used to be a one family. And Chaitanya was also part of that. And Dr. Ajay Sood, who came in, was also there somehow or other. And some of the finest doctors right now who are at the top of the pantheon in Nagpur's fraternity today, where somehow or other, Dr. Mukewar, Dr. Bhav, all these people, they used to be somewhere around there in that area. Perhaps that was the beginning of Dhantoli and Ramdas Peth as the Medico hub of Nagpur. So these are the things. So challenges would definitely come. But the best part of this organization is it will tell you how to overcome that. This is a terminology that I would like to have never spoken about it any time earlier, but it came to me today. And that's, we are all obsessed by, it started about 40 years back, 50 years back. The first word was IQ, intelligent quotient, right? The IQ and people were, where does my son, where does my child rank on that IQ scale? After some time, EQ came in, emotional quotient. Then what? Then came in SQ. Now let's get ready. We have to now measure all of us on JQ. And this is the JC quotient. What JC quotient is all about? What it is all about? I'll give you a philosophy in very simple words. The first part of it is when we start any meeting of JCs, and that is JC Creed. What is JC Creed? These are 6 simple sentences which can help anybody overcome any challenge that he or she faces in the life. It talks about the fatherhood of God and the brotherhood of man. It talks about the power of free enterprise and government of laws. It talks about the treasure of human personality and the service to humanity. What is life besides all these six? I remember Stephen Covey, one of the finest management author, answering a question, what is the purpose of life? And he said the purpose of life is to live, to love, to learn, and to leave a legacy. We modified it a little bit. In JCs, we always believe in experimentation. So we said 4 are not enough, we need 6 facets. And what are these 6 facets? To live, to love, to learn, to lead, to laugh, and to leave a legacy. Because if you come across these 6 facets, just think in terms of a Rubik's Cube. How many sides a Rubik's Cube has? 6. What is the challenge that you have? The cube is all jumbled up, and you have to solve this puzzle by bringing 6 colors on the 6 facets. Maybe some of you are great at it, learn the art, and you can do it. But for most of the people, I would put the number at somewhere around 99% of any common crowd. If you give them that cube, what they would do is they'll start quickly and do the first color. The moment they have done the first color, oh yes, I have done. But friend, you have done 1, 5 are still left. Now you start working on the second. And after some time, what do you realize? You suddenly realize that when I am trying to put this second together, my first is getting disturbed. And that is the story of life for all of us. We have many roles to balance. Chaitanya spoke about work-life balance. I have a nephew of mine who is now a Singapore resident. And I always have, whenever we meet, we always have a discussion on work-life balance. Because now this you all work online. So I don't know when his work starts, because he is global supply chain director, vice president of the company, and takes care of supply right from China to US. So perhaps sun never sets on his empire as far as it is concerned. So I always ask him, where is your work-life balance? He says, Kaka, either there is work or there is life. There never is a balance. And this is the mantra for new millennials. JCs will never suggest you to do that. We suggest you to put your priorities right. And this you can certainly do if you start smartly following the things that JCs teach you. What does it teach you? What is the take home for Deepika this year? And what would be take home for Parul next year? That in these 2 people you will find leaders who would not only be able to lead that family to a success, but would be able to help many people around them see that road ahead which would take them to success. And this is a very, very important transformation that can come through. Ask Sachin, ask Viral, ask anybody who is here, who has been a president of a chapter, and they would know for surely, they would have a story to share with you where this transformation has been seen in action. So this is the magic of JCs. And I hope that you discover this magic of JCs, because the challenge Nagpur Medico is what? This is 23rd installation, right? So if my math serves me right, it was 1999 when Dr. Patil was the founder president. I have seen Patil closely, I have seen Dr. Raje closely, I have seen Dr. Ashok Urkude also very closely. Because those were the years I was somewhere around in that planetary orbit, in and around what used to happen in JCs. The question for you is, what would be the legacy of Nagpur Medico when you complete your 25 years? And it's not far away. Why I am talking in terms of legacy? What is that one thing that you have done which will make people of Nagpur remember that this was done by a chapter known as Nagpur Medico. I would like to pose this question not only to you but to every existing chapter of Nagpur, some of whose representatives are sitting here. What is our identity for the people of Nagpur? If we do not do something which is worthwhile, which in their eyes measure up to a thing which was not thought of by somebody else in Nagpur. There are plenty of ideas. Nitinji spoke about them. Mr. Pandit spoke about them. Chaitanya has spoken about them. You as a group of people have to sit down and decide what is going to be one thing on which we would have a lot of focus, which would prove that we are leaders in that particular field as far as society in Nagpur is concerned. And once you are able to do it, I believe most of your questions would be answered. Deepika, you asked me a question right at the beginning. And the question was, sir, please give us a review. I'll leave it for some time of tomorrow. But there is one thing which you must keep in mind is that there has been a very scientific research. And the research says that if you make a person sit for more than 1 hour, his brain gets from here to where? All of you know that because you are all doctors. So it is time that perhaps all of us as a JCs start very closely looking at the most important ceremony of the year, the installation ceremony. Do we really need it to stretch over 143 minutes as per my count here? And then people like me there to speak, you can always expect we will take away 2-3 minutes from here or there. So don't worry, 143 has got into 180. Nothing wrong. I am very impressed. But I would strongly urge that if we start with 150, we must end with 150. And that is the true award or reward for the people who have sat down to plan this. I was amazed by the master of ceremonies you had. I was very impressed the way you have put up entire structure here. I was very worried how Nitinji would come here and would speak, and you use the technology there. So you have got all this at your command. But the most precious commodity in today's time is the time itself. Are we using it properly? That's the question I would like to leave with you. All the best. Keep on doing whatever you are doing, but do it still better and prove to the world at large that yes, Nagpur Medicos are truly representative of the dream of that man who founded this organization, Henry Gizenbia. Year was 1915. 107-year-old legacy we are carrying on our shoulders. And what did he say? He said, from within the walls of the soul of this organization, wherein foundations of character and good citizenship are laid, I hope a message will come in some time of tomorrow that will stir the people towards establishment of long and permanent world peace. His dream was what? His dream was foundation of character and good citizenship. These are the two foundational things we need to work on. Because I had a lot of ideas to speak to you today. Because I thought that when I am going to a gathering which consists of all professional doctors, I must also talk that today they are going to stand here and raise their right hand and say, I do solemnly swear. But they have already said this once in the past. So I checked up with Chaitanya. Is it right or not? What about the Hippocratic oath that you are all supposed to uphold? He says, sir, it is something now only part of the history. All of us hear about it, but nowhere in any of the medical colleges of India ever a Hippocratic oath is being given. So I believe that is where you can start with. That oath and the oath that you give today in JCs are almost similar. There you commit yourself to the best of your ability to care of the patient you have. Here also you give best of your ability to the organization that you are part of. And there also you talk in terms of imparting the knowledge to the new generation of people. And here also, your job is to make these young people as good as you are. So doctors, your Hippocratic oath, and JCs, your JC oath, both run side to side. So keep it up, make it come true. And tomorrow, everybody must stand up and say, yes, we are proud of whatever you have achieved. Thank you very much, and good night.
Thank you, sir. We are all still in that awe of what you have just spoken. And rightly said, like JCI slogan, to be better. We would be trying our level best each single day, sir, as members of JCI Nagpur Medico, to be better and do something for Nagpur city. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your words of wisdom. I would like to give privilege by JC Dr. Rakesh Dahaka, sir, who is Senior Member Association Coordinator.
Thank you, President Ma'am. The dignitaries on the dais, of the dais. अभी हमने एक संगीत सुना था कि मेरी जान जाए तो वतन के लिए. दोस्तों, यकीन मानिए, once JC, always a JC, and I believe that मेरी ज़िंदगी काम आए तो JC के लिए. थैंक यू. इसी जज्बे के साथ स्मार्ट मेंबर एसोसिएशन या बोल लीजिए सीनियर मेंबर एसोसिएशन, वंस जेसीज ऑलवेज अ जेसीज. शेम्बेकर सर ने बोला कि मैं 40 के बाद कुछ कर नहीं पाया, मैंने छोड़ दिया. तो ऐसे अनेकों मेंबर्स के लिए, ऐसे अनेक हमारे जो जेसीज मेंबर पुराने थे और आज वापस से जेसीज में उनको जुड़ने के लिए मौका मिला है, जो सीनियर मेंबर एसोसिएशन के थ्रू मिला है. और हम लोग इस पंक्ति को आगे बढ़ाते हुए, आई बीइंग अ SMA coordinator for health and fitness, I invite you all the senior members of JCs to SMA, be a part of it. और हम लोग एक वॉकाथॉन चैलेंज स्टार्ट करने जा रहे हैं फरवरी के महीने में. फरवरी वी सेलिब्रेट वैलेंटाइंस डे. तो लव योरसेल्फ, be a part of walkathon, love your health, love your fitness. I invite you all. Thank you, President Ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Now I invite our past president, Dr. Ashish Khandelwal, sir, to present our token of love to the very, very dynamic and vibrant keynote speaker, JCI Senator Dilip Kamdar, sir.
It was a proud privilege, sir. बहुत आनंद आया. Brothers. Thank you.
Now I request our past president, Dr. Sushil Lohia, sir, to present our token of love to the guest of honor, Dr. Chaitanya Shembekar, sir. I request our past president, Dr. Dinesh Agarwal, sir, to present our token of love to the installing officer, Zone President JC Ashish Agarwal, sir. As Dilip Kamdar sir has very rightly said that the MOCs, the Masters of Ceremony, were absolutely fantastic. So we welcome both our Master of Ceremonies, JC Dr. Norsheen Riza and Astha Jatar, to come over the stage. JC Dr. Zararia ma'am to present our token of love to the two of them. Now I would like to invite the Idea Ka Pitara, the very dynamic and vibrant JC Dr. Payal Agarwal, Secretary JCI Nagpur Medico, for a formal vote of thanks.
A very good evening to everyone. It is said, the heart that gives thanks is a happy one, for we can't feel thankful and unhappy at the same time. First of all, I would like to show my sincere gratitude to our today's chief guest, Union Minister of Road Transport and Highways, Honorable Shri Nitinji Gadkari sir, for sparing time from his busy schedule and joining us for this ceremony. I would like to sincerely appreciate the guidance and encouragement we got from our keynote speaker, JC Senator Dilip Kamdar sir, past National President JCI India. Thank you, sir, for sharing your pearls of wisdom with all of us. Many thanks to our guest of honors, DCP Crime Branch, Mr. Chinmay Pandit sir, and CMD Omega Hospital, Dr. Chaitanya Shimbekar sir. Thank you so much for taking time, and we are looking forward to hear from you in our future programs too. My sincere and heartiest gratitude to our installing officer, JC Ashish Agarwal sir, who is the Zone President, Zone 9 of JCI India. Thank you so much, sir, for your assistance, guidance, and encouragement we got throughout, and will be needing your support like this throughout this year. I would also like to thank our pillars of strength, our past presidents, all the presidents of Zone 9 present today, all the members of JCI Nagpur Medico, and members of other local organizations present in the audience and their family. Our dynamic MOCs Nausheen Riza and Asta Jathar, our sponsors Omega Hospitals, Acura Diagnostics, Sauji Skin Clinic, Fig Tree, Corridor 7, Sandesh Infrastructure, Cravings, Nejit Builder, Hotel Orange City, Taste of Indore, and Apollo Clinic. I would also like to thank our AV handling guy, Mr. Kunal, for print and media coverage, Mr. Jignesh, and Manisha Orchestra Group. And lastly, I would like to thank all the hotel staff for Center Point for their wonderful arrangements. Thank you so much.
Thank you, JC. Thank you, JC Dr. Payal Agarwal. Now we have come to the conclusion of the 23rd installation ceremony. It's a new beginning and a new journey to connect with every member of the organization of JCI Nagpur Medico family. I expect the continued guidance of all of you and JCI family throughout this year. I'm here to learn from each one of you and will try hard to give memories to cherish. Let's arise for national anthem. I hereby declare meeting adjourned.